welcome back to episode 60 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm. I don't
Gold
even know
Jacket
what that
King.
background.
Hello, world. Yes, I am here. Italy in the background.
I'm
Still
glad
on
you
vacation.
cut me off because I might have said something I shouldn't have said.
Well, that you couldn't think too fast this evening, Mr. Clifford. So here we are. Hello, gentlemen. How y'all feeling?
We got Pops back in the building from his vacay. What's happening?
Yeah, it feels good to be back, all you shower heads, and I hope you're tuning in.
I know that's right. What's going on, Jay? Baby, you back in the building.
Of course.
You wearing them that Bengals gear.
Yeah, I mean, I got to represent somehow.
I just thought it was an early Halloween celebration, so fall's getting ready to come up. I wasn't sure.
Not yet. I'd be wearing Eagle shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
With the scarecrows on them. I ain't mad at you, Jay.
Listen, I mean, we here to just talk general sports tonight. I got a couple things written down, but do any of y'all have anything that stood out to y'all over this past week?
This alliance that they got in the NCAA.
You said the alliance.
They're finalizing the alliance between the Big 12, the Pac-12, and the ACC.
Big Ten.
Or yeah, Big 10, Big 10, Pac-12, and ACC. Yeah, my bad.
What does that do for the playoffs?
Nothing. Just like making a bunch more teams going to the SEC wouldn't have done nothing really. It just would have been
just money.
The SEC Invitational. It's just money. That's all it is.
Money.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just money, ratings, views, money, more income.
And they trying to blackball I think they trying to blackball the SEC out. It's hard to pay them players because obviously they got the money involved for the SEC to be able to pay all them players that they've already started paying. But for me, I get something where it's like, okay, you can pay those players. Who the hell you gonna play? So it might be something along those lines.
That's tough. I mean, the only reason why I asked is because who was it? Well, I can't even think of the team's name that's been on the outside of the playoffs, the college playoffs every year, but it's been like undefeated.
There's usually one every couple of years, but it's usually not the same one.
Not like where Trey Lance and them went to.
No, that's North Dakota State. This team's like black and gold or something.
Iowa?
UCF.
It's not UCF. It might be UCF.
Yeah,
UCF, the only one I could think of that was ever undefeated and wears black and gold. Last year they sucked though.
Right.
Yeah, it might be UCF.
Because they're in the same conference as Cincy.
I don't know, but I just know that there's a lot of basically, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of the.
I got you. Yeah.
It's a lot of the lower tier college teams that deserve to make that playoff run that don't ever do because of the the votes or the bids in or whatever the case may be.
Well, they expanded it this year too, didn't they? To 8.
They did expand it. That might help out a bit, but I wonder if does this play any part in how the playoffs pan out with all of those different groups coming together. That might even make it a little harder. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not.
I think it would depend because like you got the Big Ten's always been known to beat up on each other and usually kick each other out the playoffs because they play against each other harder than they play against anybody else. SEC is pretty much weak from the bottom half of the league. And then,
So I'm not really familiar with it. Like, are they trying to block the SEC or the SEC out?
So the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and the ACC are forming an alliance that basically says we will only play one of these three. We'll only play within these three conferences. So, like,
so then the way that kind of pushes that pushes them out because you get points for the teams that you beat depending on what rank they are. So if you're not getting to play those high ranked teams in those divisions, you're not going to get enough points to make the playoffs.
Exactly, because that's going to be where essentially you start to see that falter because I think it was a direct shot once the SEC extended invitations to Florida State, Michigan, Ohio State, Clemson, Texas, and Oklahoma. Once they extended those invitations, the three schools that decided to, or the three conferences that decided to make that alliance, it was kind of like a direct shot at that almost. It was almost like a direct response to that. So to me, it just seems like they like, okay, yeah, y'all could pay. Clearly, y'all can pay. The SEC just hands out money.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at a certain point, like Paul Feinbaum was real upset when they started, now that they're getting closer to this whole thing, because he's like, oh, I think it's an embarrassing, da-da-da-da-da, you know, Paul Feinbaum. So anything that doesn't help the SEC, he's all against. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out if they actually do it. They're coming closer to finalizing the agreement, but like you said, it comes down to money. Malk said it's for the money, you know, so we'll see what they end up getting for it.
Like, is that, because see, and it's not like I really want to get into the politics of college, you know, especially the business side of it. But is it like a way of renegotiating agreements? Like, okay, so yeah, we'll play you, but now that price went up.
So I think it kind of it makes it so that you can't. So we know the SEC, Bama, week 11 will have a Citadel on the schedule, and we just sitting here looking like, what the fuck is in week 11? Like, I understand a tune-up game in week 1 or week 2, but week 11, really, you basically just giving yourself a second bye week. Kind of dog shit is that?
They're trying to fill up the schedule because they don't got enough. Okay.
So where they would take a break, everybody already knows when it comes to the ACC and the Big Ten, that those schools typically don't take breaks.
But my whole thing, I guess, is why are you pocket watching? You know, if they got enough money to where they can pay these players, then what the fuck does it matter to you?
At that point, it becomes a recruiting method too.
Yeah, you are right.
Because how hard is it? How hard would it, if you come straight out of high school, right? And you got these guys coming and they say, hey, you can come over here to, you know, Texas A&M, you know, where they're a top 25 school.
Right.
You go, Texas A&M offers you, but now you're like, but you know, you might be from Ohio. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get some money over here, but at the end of the day, am I really gonna get any rec?
Right.
Because now I'm only playing the SEC schools.
Right.
And like I said, the bottom tier of the SEC, I'm sorry, they dog shit. So for me,
that makes sense now. Now you put it all together.
Now it's a recruiting gamble. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you put it all together for me. Well, yeah, I guess that's the only play you can make, right?
Right.
That's the only play you can make. But shit, fuck that. Fuck all that college shit. Yeah, fuck all that college shit. That's too political. That's just
super political.
Right. I mean, but I understand. At first, I'm thinking of it from like a cash grab situation, but when you put it like that from a recruitment standpoint, because you got enough bread that you can pay players more, then yeah, you're going to end up getting more talent than a lot of the schools. It's like, hey, we don't got that to give them like that.
Right.
I don't think it should be a cap on the money.
That would make sense.
I think there should definitely be a cap.
I think you can have your money, but you're only allowed to report how much you make, and a cap to be placed upon it.
Wait, say that one more time.
Reason being, I said I think it should be a cap on how much you can report.
Right.
I mean, like, okay, let's say we're only allowed to say that you can make $200,000 or $250,000 off your name.
Right.
The rest will be put into a fund you will receive after you graduate. Period. That way, it's not too much of a.
It separates. It lowers the gap a bit.
So the gap, and then on top of that, you're only allowed to receive so much per year. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? As it goes up.
Now this is this is from the school, right? This would have to be from the school.
From the school, I mean, it should be NCAA all down the line. There should be from the school not allowed to get us so much because teams like Cincinnati. Honestly, I think Cincinnati can move up into a higher class since they got, you know, the coach that they have now and the way they're playing ball right now. They could beat a lot of the Big Ten teams. They could actually hang with a lot of Big Ten teams, and if they played in the Big Ten, their recruiting would get stronger, and it would actually probably give Ohio State a bigger run based upon the fact that their coach is Ohio
But
State
that's-
bred.
But that name, that school that you're talking about right there is the reason why they haven't been brought into the Big Ten. That's why they went out and got Maryland and Rutgers and Nebraska instead.
Right. Right.
Ohio State's a huge reason why Cincinnati's never really been thought to come out to the Big Ten.
Right.
Everybody thinks it's a great idea, except Ohio. They want to be the football school in Ohio. They don't want to have a little brother type situation that
Right.
Michigan had, that Alabama had, that Florida had. Like, they don't want that.
Right.
So if you talk to cats from Cincy, they want to lace up every year against O State. But
Ohio
at
State.
the end of the day, that's not, O State don't want that problem. And they hide it under the guise of, oh, well, we give a lot of recruiting opportunities to the Akrons, the Toledos. They're not on the level with Cincy. Like,
Right.
you go out and play Wright State all you want to, but at the end of the day, that's not Cincy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think that Cincinnati should bang a little harder on the table to play the Penn States, the Michigans, the other teams to get the name out there. You know, okay, so okay, we got the Big Ten. Let's pull in the SEC. Let's go up against the SEC team. I think Cincinnati could beat teams like Florida and all these other teams themselves.
But then
so
Not
that brings
a
it-
Florida, definitely like a Vandy, though.
I mean, I just think from
Florida really ain't impressed me. Sometimes they do, sometimes
Right.
they don't. And
Florida been
Cincinnati team last
back for a little bit.
But Cincinnati team last year was a dynamo. They actually they did really well. Even they did well in the bowl game too. So
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't remember having them a first round pick, much less a top 5.
But see, but you also got to look at the coach they just received though. He's now building the program up.
right.
They just
He's definitely bringing it back to. He's definitely bringing it back to the defensive prowess that it was at one point.
Right.
Luke Fickell, he's only going to do as well as he can, but his specialty is defense. So he's going to make whatever team he's with look like a good defense. He's also locked down some of the recruiting in Cincy. I've actually, as a Cincy fan, second, that's become, I don't mind Fickell, but he's not that guy that's going to get us over the top. He's almost the same as what we just got rid of in Tuberville.
I think Fickell, if he could just get a good offense and go with his defense, they could be.
I saw him go
Yeah,
8 and 8.
I think
What was it? 7 and something.
I think
Losing
a lot-
record with a good offense.
But yeah, I know, and I agree. But I think that you get a lot more with a Fickle coming in that you can't really deny.
Right.
Over at Tuberville?
Yeah,
And last year's team
motherfuckers
was
only really love him in Cincy. You feel me, motherfuckers?
Where he come from before Cincy? That got him the Cincy job.
Ohio State.
Not Tuberville.
No, not Tuberville. We're talking Fickell.
No, I don't know where did he come from?
Hold on, I got you. Give me a second. Because
Wow.
Tuberville had gained a lot
Fickell
of
built it
recognition to
too.
get that Cincy job.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't remember where he came from though.
Because they had to grab him right after Brian Kelly went off to Notre Dame. So
Yeah, I have
he was
no
Texas
idea.
Tech. He was the dude from Texas Tech,
Okay.
and he was the head coach of Auburn from '99 to 08.
Okay.
If I'm
Okay,
not
I don't
mistaken,
think-
doesn't that like he's not a bad dude by any means.
No,
Like,
no, but I mean, you got to
Not a
think
bad
about,
coach.
You got to think about where you're coming to, and it's Ohio football is a big thing, and a lot of kids that play
Bigger than
in
Texas?
Ohio. No, not bigger than Texas.
Mhm.
Texas is the
Ohio.
football state, but I would say Ohio may be a close second.
top 5. We top 5 for sure. Florida's
We're
probably
definitely
second.
top 5. Florida,
Yeah.
I can see Florida being a 2.
And then I think Cali was labeled 3rd on the last list that I saw.
Nah, leave Cali out of it.
Why
Leave Cali out.
you
of it.
say that?
Cali's too big to be struggling to be on no top 5 lists to leave them.
No, I think they were number 3.
Mm-hmm. Where did the list come
They
out
were-
of?
It was like a statewide thing. Like, where are most recruits coming from?
Well, that's different though. You
Most
know
of the
what I mean?
my bad. The most top recruits, like 4 and 5 star guys.
Well, all I'm getting at is when you look at it, like Ohio football, usually like kids coming up in Ohio, their dream is to play for Ohio State. And as you can see from a lot of recruiting lately, a lot of people's dreams are to play in Ohio State that live elsewhere as well.
That's a fact. Yeah.
So when you have that pipeline that wide open, and you're a guy like Luke Fickell that's been known by these kids coming up, and they see you go to Cincy, then that changes your mind a bit when you thinking like, oh, Ohio State don't want me. What am I going to do? Michigan State? I might go to Cincy. Fuck it. Fickell's there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's going to bring more. It's going to bring more to Cincy that I could see. I don't know.
I'll tell you, it's like this. When Fickell got there.
Only time will tell, but I think Fickell will bring some.
I think he's done what I expected. He brought the recruiting back to Cincy, and he's got the defense back to where I expect them to be. Now it's getting over that hump that I'm concerned with.
Right.
Right now, I mean, I'm looking at when Fickell got there, he didn't have the players that he had. You know, he got the people he got right now growing up with him. So these are a lot of new players that he brought in. He took some players from Ohio State last year. These guys that are coming up, they're going to be like the Indiana or was it Illinois who had the team that had the freshmen came up, and now they were actually tough last year. I'm thinking Cincinnati will be tougher this year than they even were last year. And if Fickell keeps pulling like he is, and I'll also tell you another team I think is going to knock some heads around and going to start coming up also because of Deion Sanders is Jackson State.
Jackson State.
I don't think
FCS team.
I'm just saying I think they're going to start growing because of the fact that Deion went out and grabbed some nice ball players. He's trying to put a team together. It's like you're recruiting and somebody who knows how to coach, the team starts to grow. And that's all it takes. Sometimes it takes just to, get your foot in the door. I think he'll turn that around a little bit if nobody pulls him away, Bruce. But he ain't going nowhere as long as his boys are still playing there. Because both his boys now play for the team. One's a quarterback, one's a corner.
I agree, but I think that's
Are they both there?
Yeah, they're both there right now. And he also pulled a quarterback from, I want to say Texas. So where did he get the other quarterback he got from Texas? He got a top-notch quarterback that was supposed to be somebody going to Texas, I believe, one of them teams. I could be wrong, but I know it was one of them. He got a quarterback that came that was really highly rated, and he also came over there to help out on Deion's team. So I think Deion's he's gonna make a difference. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it just takes the right kind of person to make a click. Now, what you do with it when you get there is a different story.
That's true. Because I think Eddie George is going to be a first-time head coach this year for, I think it was Tennessee State or something.
Yes.
Somebody.
But he said he's doing the Urban Meyer thing where he's just going to sit back and let his coaches coach.
Who? Eddie George said that?
Yeah, he's picking the right players around him, and he's going to let them coach, and he's going to help out and assist.
Because what's Eddie George really going to do?
That's what
I feel like
that's just the name. But I can't see.
He's the Urban Meyer.
That's kind of like that's almost how I felt about primetime going out to Jackson State.
I think that's
nobody's really known him for coaching.
Well, see, no, that's different though.
No, primetime did that at the university just like he did. He taught DBs. He taught DBs, and a lot of professionals went to primetime during the off season, and they trained with Deion for years.
Well,
so
right. But training and coaching are two very different things.
Well, first and foremost, Pops, don't disrespect Urban Meyer like that. I'm not even.
I didn't hear no disrespect.
Oh, he said he's gonna be the face like Urban Meyer. Now, Urban Meyer did a little bit more than just that.
He just coaching.
And I'm not sure if Eddie George has all that in him to be able to be.
Urban's better. Urban's way better than Eddie. I'm just saying. Urban's doing.
But I understand
one of them. What was that?
Now my thing with Deion is though Deion played a skill position.
Right.
Deion, and I'm not saying a running back isn't a skilled position, but I'm saying Deion played a position where it took more mental than physical. I have to know those reads. I have to be able to jump those passes. I have to be able to do all that. So I'm seeing the field.
Our quarterback.
Right, I'm seeing the field as I'm playing. So usually if you're a player like that, you learn to understand other people's positions as well.
Exactly.
So it would.
And he coached high school.
And he did what?
He coached high school too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, he coached
No, I didn't know
high
that.
school football.
But what I was saying is I could see him falling into that coaching role with all of that knowledge, because that's one thing that you can't find is somebody that can accurately read a field and has athletic ability. You don't see that. Either you see one or the other. Somebody that's very athletic but has trouble reading, or somebody who can read very well but isn't the fastest player on the, doesn't break the best to the ball.
And he also played receiver.
He did. He played receiver as well.
And he also played special teams.
He kicked a kick return, punt return. Yeah, he did. I mean, listen, I think he's in a good position. I just think you said that you think Jackson State's gonna come up a bit. I think it's gonna take a while before you ever see.
He'll come up. I didn't say it's not. I didn't say right away. Right. I just said he's gonna come up.
I think it's gonna take a good 5 to 7 before you see a turnaround that Deion's making on that team.
Because I never
take 5 to 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was their first year having a football program.
I
thought they were always a basketball school. I might be wrong.
Well, I mean,
I could be wrong.
Either way, if it is their first year, they're not. Yeah, they're not big enough to where they're gonna come out the gates making noise. So it's gonna take a good 5 to 7 years for him to develop that system up enough for people to want to play football there.
And let's be honest too, they're still an FCS school, and now that this NIL is out, it's going to be even harder for them to get anybody for it. So with because Appalachian State, some of them other schools, Georgia State that came up from the FCS, once they came up, it was like now they came in at a good time.
Right.
Because now they don't have to worry about the NIL. They're already D1 FBS. You know what I mean? So Jackson State, they still stuck down there with the Ivy League schools. You know what I mean? Like they in the FCS. So they're gonna have trouble recruiting regardless, especially with this NIL.
Right.
But see, I'm just going on the first time coaches. Just like I never would have thought that Tennessee would have did as well as they did with their first time head coach.
You said what? Wait, what'd you say?
Like Tennessee, who'd have thought that Tennessee would have been like the turned to a strict powerhouse team now that they got a new coach. And their new coach was the first time coach himself.
You talking about the Titans?
A head coach. Yes.
Right.
I remember who.
He coached linebackers at Ohio State, and he coached linebackers for.
You talking about Vrabel?
Yeah.
Vrabel
coached linebackers. He coached linebackers in New England. He worked with the linebackers
he was
New England, and then he went to Ohio State, but he came a first-time head coach when he got drafted to Tennessee.
Yeah, but he been banging on that door for a while.
Yeah,
Vrabel has.
Right, but what I'm just saying is,
for Urban, didn't he?
No, that was
Fickle.
Or what? Oh yeah, Fickle. Fickle is who I'm thinking of.
No,
he fell apart the first year.
Yeah,
he wasn't ready for it.
That's right.
He wasn't ready for it. It was
who I'm thinking
too much for him, and he faded out of that. And then he wanted to step down. He stepped down and learned more, and then he became a nice little coach. I hated to lose him, but we did.
Listen,
you and I remember that very differently.
Yeah, might listen.
Hey, I remember them. I remember them hiring Urban right out from under Fickle's nose, and then they were questioning if Fickle was actually going to stay.
Fickle didn't want to be the head coach in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't want to be. He said he wasn't ready for it.
Which I get. He was there for what, 7 years? I think he was only there for 7 years as a DC.
Yeah, and he wasn't ready for it, and he sucked. And then all of a sudden, Urban came on in, and he happily joined in. And he became a good defensive coordinator. I liked him as a defense. But
he was always solid on defense. That's one of the things I liked about Fickle coming to Cincy was I was happy to see the Cincy defense start to get back to the prominence that it once was. But yeah, they still got a lot of work to do. A lot of work.
He was humble. I liked him because he was humble. And that's what
I do like Fickle.
The only thing I hate about my own Raiders humbleness. The only thing I hate about the Raiders team is John Gruden is not a humble coach. That's the only thing I have a problem with. He's not a humble coach. It has to be his way, no way. He don't, once you get to that point that you feel like you know more than everybody else, you become ignorant.
But I mean, I guess that's what they bring you on for as the coach. But I understand what you're saying. You can always learn more as you go. And when you lead like a dictator, it usually blows up in your face for real.
Right.
I mean, he got more rings than a lot of
coaches.
He could have
came in and he could have still been a good coach.
How many? Gruden?
He could have been a better coach. The Raiders would have been better. Look,
right. That Tampa Bay, but
that's more than a lot of coaches.
You a hater.
I'm gonna tell you this. When he got that job in Oakland, if he had any common sense, he'd have talked to Del Rio and said, "Hey, man, look, I really don't." Del Rio was an excellent defensive coordinator. You brought in Paul Gunther, who was horrible. Del Rio loved Oakland Raiders. You love Oakland Raiders. So why would you not bring in people who love to be where they want to be, and let's do this together? Del Rio turned Washington's defense into a powerhouse, and we got Paul Gunther, and he turned us into a piece of shit.
You are right about that.
Now we got to bring in Gus Bradley. Yeah, he didn't do good for us.
No, I was gonna say he did good at Cincy. Good for you, but he did good for he did good out there in Cincy. He's got a good career as a DC. Yeah.
Yeah, Oakland. Oh, he sucked. He's horrible. He was horrible. We were 28. 30,
I think you guys are focusing more offensively than you should be.
That was definitely the case as well. That was definitely a point to be made also.
Right. He said his defense was too complicated for us. We didn't have the players to play it.
Right.
So
because that's one of those things. Like once you get rid of a guy like a Khalil Mack, right?
That's what. Yeah.
You should get so much out of a guy like that.
Right.
You should get so much back from a guy like that. Right. It's kind of like when we traded Carlos Dunlap for a 7th round pick, knowing damn well he was worth at least a second.
Way more.
But when you put your house on Twitter for sale, whatever.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have Mike Mayock.
I got a question, y'all. Speaking on that right there, we just talked about
Mike Mayock.
What about Dallas Cowboys? They talk about they're trying to get rid of Gallup. You got 3 top receivers and you want to get rid of Gallup? Why?
Hey, sometimes when you got too many weapons, that's the issue.
I was gonna say some teams have that mindset where it's like we got too many buttons that we can push, so let's try to get rid of some of them because we all know their defense sucks. That this is a team that's clearly been struggling on that side of the ball for I don't even know how long now, honestly. Years. And now they got Mike McCarthy, which we all know for a fact is an offensive mastermind, but he completely neglects defense in the process.
Right.
So there's a certain point where, I mean, if I'm a Philly fan, I'm all for, keep neglecting defense, please. But at the end of the day, if you get to a point where you're like, shit, we saw the Kansas City Chiefs. If you can't outscore us, that's what it's going to be. It's going to look a lot like college football, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But that's what they want.
They do have Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is their new coordinator this season. And I guess he's a defensive-minded guy, the one who used to coach in Atlanta.
Who?
I mean, Dan Quinn used to be the coach in Atlanta. Man, don't listen. As a head coach, I thought he was, he wasn't that good. But I will give it to these guys. A lot of these guys, Jay, that are known to be coordinators, they didn't pan out as coaches, go back to being coordinators, usually still end up being dominant coordinators, which is how they got the head coach position to begin with.
Yeah.
A lot of times, yeah. I mean, I like Quinn, but the one thing, because what you see usually when these guys get the head coaching gigs is you see that respective side of the ball that they come from and did so well to get. You see that one usually shine. Like Mike Zimmer, you always saw his defenses shine. You got Belichick, you always see his defenses shine.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn, his defense disappeared. Quinn's defense in Atlanta completely disappeared. And it's not like they didn't have good players. They had Vic Beasley for the longest. They had Desmond Trufant. Like, this dude had the guys. He just, I'm not going to lie, I think he sucked. I think he's overrated.
Defense multiple times in Atlanta.
Micah Parsons, a rookie linebacker from Penn State on the Cowboys, has been looking very impressive. I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. I knew he was going to be there. Him and the one dude that went to Cleveland that came from Notre Dame. Owusu or whatever. Yeah, man. I think them 2 linebackers there are going to be the ones that make the most noise.
Keep your eye on Zay Collins from Arizona Cardinals.
You said Zay Collins?
Zay Collins.
Oh, yeah, the Cardinals.
Number 25, Arizona. He came from Temple.
He's a linebacker?
Yes. Number 25. 5. He's a beast.
Okay.
I wanted him for Oakland Raiders. He came in last night, got sacks. He was hitting every running back that was in the anybody who came, he was killing them.
Right.
He's a beast. He's a heck of a ball player.
You know what I'm surprised about, and it not to change the subject, but I'm surprised that you haven't seen a lot more number changes since they've released that rule in the NFL.
Why would you?
There's been quite a bit though, at least a decent amount.
Well, I would imagine you would have seen at least 40 to 50% of players change their number because
most players didn't care about that shit.
Right.
Yeah, but with number changes, you got to pay Nike.
Ooh, that's a good point, huh?
You got to pay Nike. Nike makes so many jerseys a year, and if your number's 52, Khalil Mack, and you decide to change your number to number 8, and we've made thousands and thousands of 52s. You switch the number, you got to pay that.
No, but I'm sure you could also once they release the rule change, you could also be like, hey, put a hold on your shit. They put that rule change in place. I'm changing it back to my college number 17, so don't make any more of my numbers.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to remember, it's the same thing we do with the draft. When LeBron James played with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he waited, and then all of a sudden, when the season almost got there, he said, okay, I'm being traded. Trade me. I mean, that's the point. You can't wait till the last second.
A better way to explain is when LeBron got to LA and he tried to give his jersey to AD, and they was like, "Nah, bruh, we already made all these 23 LeBrons in LA. Right. You got to stick with that for a year."
There you go. Exactly. You got one more year to go with it. Then we'll switch you over next year.
Right.
But I don't think they charge you because a lot of players like in all sports like.
No, they charge you. They talked about it. They talked about it when I can't remember. One of the players wanted to change his number just before the season started, and they would say he could do it if he paid back these millions of dollars for all these jerseys we created. And he said he didn't want to pay the money, so he played that year with that number, and he switched the following year. Just like Gerald McCoy plays for Oakland now. And not Vegas now, but he said point blank. He said, I'm not playing in 61. I'm just waiting till this is over. I'm going to 93. I'm going to play in 93, but I will practice in 61. But in the season, he made it very clear, I'm going to be wearing 93. So when he came into Oakland, he let you know off the rip, I'm coming in as 93. But I'll practice. I'm on a practice in 61.
Right.
But right now, he's waiting for the cut. Now, I don't know if old boy going to get cut or not.
Right.
But he said, the jersey you wear is going to be mine, but I'm going to wear this during practice. But you can make the jersey 90.
That's ignorant as fuck. That's ignorant as fuck that you would come in and say, listen, this bum is wearing my jersey. That's the jersey number I'm wearing next year. You hear what I'm saying? I don't care. That's my
what he did.
That is my jersey.
That's 61.
That's right.
But he said the day the game starts, I'm going to be 93. Now, look at it right now. I'm going to prove this to everybody. He's wearing 61 right now. When the season starts, he said, when the season starts, I'm going to wear 93.
Assuming he's still there.
Assuming he's still there.
Maybe still, but you know what? That's another thing, though. Maybe Cuz said, I don't want 93. I want to go to my college. My college jersey. I want to be 58.
Let's see, what is it? The Gerald McCoy?
Yeah, Gerald McCoy said, I will wear number 93.
What number is Ngakwe?
91.
91, okay.
What number is Nassib?
Does it matter?
94.
Oh, I thought
69?
It was
96 was Farrell last. 96 was Farrell last year. He changed his number to 99 since Arden Key went to his San Francisco 49ers.
Farrell been looking good in preseason.
Colin Farrell, yeah. Colin Farrell.
Not Colin Farrell.
What's his name?
Cleland. You talking about the Australian actor? The dude
I don't know why I said I knew it started with a C. Listen, I knew it started with a C.
Colin Farrell. This thing got an Oscar or a fucking what's the name?
Hey, it does say on Google, it says McCoy showed up in Raiders camp wearing number 61. The change had many wondering if it was permanent, but McCoy said Sunday that rest assured he will be wearing number 93 once again when the season starts.
So he said, "Motherfucker, don't get comfortable in my jersey."
Matter of fact, take his,
you giving
take
it up.
his name off the back. Just
take the name off the back. He don't even see the name on it.
Listen, that's some. Listen, you a dog. If you on that, you better show up. You can't.
I'm surprised he's not, because Gerald McCoy used to be a beast with the Bucks.
That's what he said. I'm a 7-time Pro Bowler. It's my number.
Man.
That's why I had to say, Brittany, I'm sorry. It's going to be a toss-up between Cleveland and the Raiders. But I still think we're going to be playing Arizona. I think Arizona going to be in the final.
So you're saying regardless, it's going to be either Cleveland versus Arizona
That's
or
a Super Bowl
Vegas
take. My God.
Arizona.
Yes.
Okay.
He's going
the Raiders
three directions.
At least
he's
a
going
month
bold.
and a half ago, he said Cleveland and Arizona.
And by week 5, I'm going to tell you between which one, Cleveland and Arizona. I mean, Cleveland and Browns.
You mean the Raiders?
And I think the Bengals will be better than the Browns next year.
The Bengals are going to be better than the Browns next year.
The Bengals will be better than the Browns next year.
I don't see that.
Don't butter my chicken.
I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see that, Jay.
I've always told you
I love that. I don't see that, Jay.
I love the Bengals. I love the Bengals. Remember when I
love Burrow.
I just gave Burrow that or the Bengals organization for Hit the Showers, right? Found out why. Because if you do a little research, and the Athletics says that he's having a shitty training camp.
Who?
Terrible preseason. Yeah, that's why he's not been playing. He's doing that.
Well, you wouldn't want him in the preseason anyway.
Scratch that. I didn't mean to say that. Take that off.
Don't let Jay throw you off just because he read articles.
No.
I thought bro was doing good, man.
Make no mistake. No, he ain't doing good. Just stop reading Cincy Jungle because they affiliated with the team. But if you look at some of the non-affiliated sources, he's not having a good camp. Jamar Chase hasn't been having a good camp. Like, this is
Burrow's going to be all right.
He got too cocky too fast.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
He hold the ball as bad as Tony Romo does, and Malk know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, he's coming. Well, I mean, he came from college. You know what I mean? You got to adjust to the speed of the NFL. You can't hold the ball that long.
That's cute, but at the end of the day,
he was doing good.
Herbert adjusted pretty quick.
He did.
Herbert did.
I want to see what he's going to do.
Minshew adjusted pretty quick.
Who else you say?
Gardner Minshew.
A little bit he did. He did.
But like at the end of the day, for me,
name out there.
I'm not tossing it. It's right there. Smack. So that's how I feel about it. You know, I mean, Burrow holds the ball too long. We once again for the second year in a row did not draft him. No protection. The Bengals might be retarded.
They did. I thought they got a tackle, didn't they?
Who?
Bengals.
You tell me.
Oh no! I'm sorry. You got
the Lions.
You got what's his name?
They got a receiver.
Jamar
Chase. Yeah.
When we could have got Penei Sewell or Slater.
Penei Sewell.
We could have got Penei Sewell or Slater. It would have been our pick. Whoever we wanted
to get Penei, I thought, and then
they
said get Chase.
And then they were like, "Oh, let's go get this guy who used to play with him 2 years ago." Because let's be honest, dude took a year off in college. He should have never been a top 5 pick, much less, you know what I mean? Like,
but it really doesn't matter, right? Because even if Jamar Chase gets open, if Cuz doesn't have enough time in that backfield to get it to him, it's a problem.
Yep. Well, Jamar Chase fits his system because Jamar Chase is the dink and dunk receiver.
Right.
T. Higgins, they're using his big body for the deep threat, right? Because that just makes sense. But to use Jamar Chase, people like, oh, you watched him in college. He was a deep threat in college. First of all, everyone's a fucking deep threat in college when you go against Vandy.
Right.
So when you look at was he a deep threat against Bama? No.
No.
Was he a deep threat in a bowl game? No. He was a dink and dunk.
I think he had one that he got
their version of Paris
in Bama,
Campbell.
Though. If I'm being honest.
Don't help my knocking Burrow.
Yeah, I do think he had one that was overthrown in that Bama game. I mean, I'm not going to say that he can't be a threat deep, even in the NFL.
He ain't Justin Jefferson, who was actually the deep threat on LSU.
No, you are correct. You're correct on that. You are correct on that.
You gotta tell me.
But I'm saying though, I think that he could still be a benefit to Burrows. But like you said, if there's no line, it doesn't really fucking matter.
And not only that, we're not really. It's like we're letting, like, we just got done. We couldn't get the contract extension for Jesse Bates. Like, what are we doing?
And Burrows is not a magician, right? So I know you said you played the new Madden, and I want to get into that a little later for a couple of reasons. But
I have not played with the Bengals. I'm just saying
in the Madden, like if you play the face of the franchise where you pick your player type shit.
Yeah.
If you pick a quarterback, they'll give you a general, which is, strong pocket presence, like Brady.
Field general.
You can be a magician like Russell Westbrook, like where you can like throw on the run.
Or Kyler Murray.
Or you could be a Lamar Jackson and be like, I think it's called a speedster or something like that.
Is that what they're calling it? Big trust?
It's something, I don't know what the fuck. But the issue the reason why I'm bringing that up is Burrows is a general, right?
Is he?
Yeah, Burrows is definitely a general. He
where are you seeing that?
He wants to stay in that pocket and cut you up. He's not a running guy. He doesn't even want to roll out too much.
I would put his athleticism. Tell him about Burrow.
He has it.
No. Like I'm not saying he relies on it. Like he's definitely not a Lamar Jackson, right?
Right.
He's not, and he's somewhere between the magician and the general, because he's really not a field general either. If he was a field general, he would have got the starting job before he had to transfer out to LSU.
I think
the dude's not a general.
That's a good point, but I liked him at Ohio State before he transferred.
A lot of people did. You know who didn't? Urban.
Right.
Urban didn't like him. He liked JT Barrett. He liked Cardale Jones. He liked Cardale Jones. Come on.
He likes quarterbacks that run.
Cardale Jones didn't run.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He
ran
2 yards. Your motherfucking ass over.
Won the
I was gonna say he's rumbling and bumbling. He's about running as far as a fullback does on the goal line.
Over.
Yeah, he ran you over. That's how he won the Nationals.
He even had a couple hurdles. He even had a couple hurdles.
He fell over them damn hurdles.
Yeah, he hurdled a couple.
Shit.
They weren't pretty hurdles, but he hurdled a couple.
I'm about to say, that's not...
All I'm saying is, I'll put a Burrow above his athleticism for sure.
Yeah, hell, Roethlisberger.
You feel me?
But it's different. It's different when the athleticism is there, but your preference is not to use it. Now, Burrows may be a little bit more athletic than Cardale, but Cardale preferred to use his.
But
now,
not
when
a
you're
lot.
in Cincy, you know you don't have an offensive line like that, bro. You got to use it. You got to be a magician. Fuck that other shit.
But
you got to move.
If he's,
you got to get out, open, around, and do.
But that's my problem with Burrow right now. That's why I say Tony Romo holds the ball. Like, and he's not Tony Romo durable. Like, he's about RG3 durable right now.
I think you being hard on my guy.
Of course I am. I'm a fucking fan.
Right.
But
right.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't think I was big on Justin Herbert, picking him up in that draft. I knew why. I understood why everybody. I understood why everybody was big on Burrow. He's from Athens. You know, bringing him to Cincy made sense. Everything seemed. You know, he played for the LSU Tigers. Now you come to be a Bengal. It all made sense, right? It was cute. It was an adorable story, and it's going to be a really good children's tale at some point. But there will be a point when we realize that this doesn't work. He wasn't better than our last guy.
Dalton?
I said it. I ain't stuttering.
Burrow's gonna be.
Burrow's won't be better than Dalton.
Burrow's gonna be. Give Burrow some time. Yeah.
Is Burrow gonna lead us to 5? Count them. 5 playoffs. 5.
You give him and Jamar Chase some time and a little bit of offensive line.
I think Burrow right now his balloon got popped.
He ain't hit a ceiling yet.
I think his balloon got popped.
He hasn't even opened the door yet.
I think his balloon got popped.
My guy got hurt in week 10.
So I think his balloon got popped, man. He came to LSU. They bragged. They made him seem like he was God, and all of a sudden now somebody smacked him with reality.
I'm
and that's
so
his
happy
problem.
that you said that because that's where a lot of people forgot while they was watching this draft. And you realize, oh my God, this dude really wasn't that good. He's only good when he's got all of them stars around him. That was one of the most prolific offenses we've ever seen in college.
He had said that before.
I'm gonna say what happened. I'm thinking with the boy, you brought Chase in, and the motherfucker thought, okay, my boy's here now. He started acting. He had all that swagger and acting like a fucking dickhead. And the offensive lineman said, "Fuck you." I mean, his team might be saying, "Fuck you." Right. You gotta bring this dude back to reality.
You see what a lot of these veteran guys have already done. You got Geno Atkins gone, Carlos Dunlap gone. Like a lot of these guys who were there for some time during the Dalton and Green years,
right?
They gone. I watched Joe Burrow, who couldn't hit the broadside of the barn when his target was AJ Green. Like this dude just he's the 10-and-in quarterback, and that's cute. We've seen 10-and-in quarterbacks win Super Bowls, but at the end of the day, if you got a 10
no wheels.
Exactly. And I got a couple that won without wheels.
Who?
Brady, a 10-and-in quarterback, winning Super Bowls.
You are right.
So
you are right.
Joe Montana didn't have wheels.
But Joe Montana would let it loose.
Joe Montana had a
Joe
Montana would let it loose.
You damn sure wasn't about to have Jerry Rice out there fucking dipping and dodging people.
Right.
No, you let that motherfucker go up.
And Joe Montana's letting that bitch go.
And then you had T.O. at one point with him. Like, come on. Like, Steve Young was there. Like, they made everybody look good.
Malcolm T.O. is available for Philly.
Listen, he ain't coming to Philly. He might go to.
Y'all ain't got nothing else.
Y'all
ain't got nothing else.
If he comes anywhere, it's back to Philly.
They got All-Star Jeffrey.
If he come anywhere, it's back to Philly.
Alshon, no knees, Jeffrey. Man, don't give me a start on him. He ain't got no knees.
Don't y'all still got Deshaun Jackson, too?
No, he's in Los Angeles on the Rams. He got rid of him.
Did he go to LA?
Las Vegas, Los Angeles.
It's Los Angeles.
The Las Vegas Rams? Look at you trying to get ahead of yourself.
LA and listen, leave me. Y'all be forgetting.
Okay, then what do y'all think about Dak?
What?
That cool.
Now, how dumb was that for Dak to come and take over he want to take over all the plays to the point he threw his arm out?
He threw his arm out.
Learn the hard. He's got a shoulder strain.
Dak, he messed his shoulder up, man. He's throwing an arm out. He didn't want nobody. He wanted to take all the reps. He wanted all the reps.
You know what?
So he took all the reps, and now he's fucked up.
He wanted to do that because he wanted to prove that he was so valuable to have gotten that deal. And where a lot of people was like, I mean, was he worth the deal? Maybe, maybe not. But you definitely not going to be worth it if you hurt. No. So,
nigga, he was hurt when he got the deal.
Right. You're not wrong.
You are not wrong. He fucking got the deal. Sit your motherfucking hurt ass down, boy.
Sit it down.
Season ain't started yet. Kevin Durant.
That's an ultimate finesse to restructure a contract.
Hey, at one point,
because Dak is not on that level, but
at one point, so sit down. At one point, Kirk Cousins was the NFL finesse god, but now it's Dak.
Oh, yeah,
now it's Dak Prescott.
It took me a minute to catch on to what you was saying, but I agree with that. But I mean, how do you get over on Jerry Jones though? I'm sure he was shorting the massage therapist.
Listen, it's Jerry Jones. There's no getting over on Jerry Jones. You saw what happened to DeMarcus Lawrence. You saw what happened to Zeke. Like, he just gonna pay Jalen Smith. Like, he gonna pay these guys. All he does is cash the check. All he does is write the check.
Jerry Jones is Nick Saban in Alabama. He got all the cash to pay for.
The only difference is Nick Saban can actually coach, and he actually knows what he's doing. Jerry Jones has no fucking clue. The man is half senile.
Jerry Jones is also an owner. He's not a coach, so.
You know what I meant, though.
I know what you mean.
I don't see no GM out there.
But you can't expect.
He's still running that team.
Any dominant owner that gets involved with the coaching of the team also blows up all the time. Yeah. What's his name? Look. Our coach tried it.
Who?
Our owner tried it. Yeah, Al Davis tried it and fucked up the team. Like, just stay out of, pick your coach and let your coach
Marcus
do your
Russell.
coach's thing. But when you step in to try to, like, take
Run
over,
the team,
you
yeah.
fuck up everything.
But Jerry
your
Jones has
part.
always been that guy.
He has.
That's always been Jerry
He's
Jones'
always
move.
been their downfall, and that's why they haven't won a ring, Jay. And what was it, over 30 plus years?
What was it,
I don't
90,
think the
90
Cowboys won a
something?
ring.
Troy,
Mid-90s?
Last with Troy. Can't think of the year.
It was Troy and Emmett. I swear it was
What is it,
mid-90s.
94?
I think
that might be
I
right.
thought 95. I
It
thought
might
they
be
got one in
95.
95.
I'm
That might be
thinking
right.
94, but
Either way,
Hey,
I'm a Bengals fan, so you know.
I was thinking of the Raiders. My bad, y'all. I was thinking of the Raiders. My bad, y'all. And I said the 30. I forgot. I'm used to telling Mike Brown that y'all ain't won in 30 years when he's talking crap.
oh, you said 30. Oh,
I was thinking of the Raiders record, but I knew the Cowboys hadn't won in a while too. They won last time they won was
Has it been
1996.
30?
It was 96.
96, okay.
Yeah, 96. Yeah, I don't think the Raiders won the championship since I've been born. I was born in 92. So I'm just saying, I'm knocking on 30's door
No, they
next
haven't.
year. Y'all haven't won since
Marcus Allen was
1984.
Damn.
It's all right.
Cliff, you wasn't even born. Cliff, hold on. Hit the showers. You wasn't even born.
It's all
You
right.
never even seen your team. Y'all, Pops, your son can't say shit, Jay. Cliff can't say shit. At least in my existence of life, I've seen my team win at least once.
He can say we win.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Because I'm a Bengals fan. Listen, I'm
feel
not
you,
going
Jay,
there with
man.
nobody.
Damn, Jay.
Yeah,
I'm not going there with nobody.
Malk is shooting a flaming arrow straight up in the air and hoping that motherfucker don't come down on his head. Because the Eagles
And you know what the crazy
have
part is? The
been
fact that he-
irrelevant since Donovan McNabb couldn't get it done. And then they fucking came through with Nick Foles on a lucky
They screwed McNabb out of that. I don't care what
duck.
nobody says.
And now you talking about motherfuckers can't ain't seen a championship alive? Nigga, you got lucky you saw one. Your stars
Hold on. But he did see his team go twice in his time. He did get to see his team go twice. How many times have I got to see my team win a fucking playoff
I've
game?
seen them go.
Okay.
I've seen
Listen.
the Raiders go. I've seen them got fucked.
And
by
you see them
Tampa Bay.
fold each time.
We going this year.
They never fold.
Hey,
going where?
It was a heartbreak every
We
time.
going all
It's always
Wait,
been
did
my
you?
whole Raiders career of fandom has always been heartbreak, but
That's all he knows is heartbreak.
Right.
that's a fact.
Heartbreak Hotel moved to
I'm
Vegas.
not gonna act like motherfuckers ain't been making it there. That's why I'm so upset with Carr, because it's like this is the first time in a while that you have a team that you can do something with. Defense
We going
be
this year.
damned, right?
But do you
Defense
really
be
though?
damned.
Like,
We gonna make it this
what do you, other than Jake? I love Jacobs, right?
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
But at the end of the day, who else do y'all got?
Listen, I'm
Waller?
saying let's not. But
Hey,
Aguilar,
Darren
When your
Waller,
best
right?
receiver is Darren
Hold on.
Waller, you
Hey,
might have a
Aguilar
problem.
was our best receiver last
Who?
year. Darren Waller was just there
Who?
for tight end
Aguilar be good
plays.
since he was with Philly.
He
We
didn't
all
do
right,
that
man.
with the Jets.
Hold on, y'all got Henry Ruggs the third. Hey, he gonna end up stepping into his own. Henry Ruggs.
He's
Hey,
a
I do
beast.
like
Hey,
Ruggs
hey,
too.
Ruggs
I do
is,
like Ruggs.
Brian
Edwards is gonna be a beast, and Brown
Who?
is gonna be a
Brian
beast.
Edwards.
Brown.
Who?
Brian Edwards.
Shut the fuck up. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. He's
Brian
gonna
Edwards
be
gonna be a
something.
beast.
We got two backs now with
Who's your
Kenyon
second
Drake,
back?
Kenyon Drake and
Kenyon
Josh
Drake.
Oh
Jacobs.
hell!
Y'all got
no.
Drake?
Yes.
Kenyon Drake.
Man, hey, I remember.
I know you
when,
ain't
the
all
Eagles
hell
had-
no. Really ain't nobody.
Hold on, listen. I remember when the Eagles had Darren Sproles. That's what Kenyon Drake going out to Oakland remind me of.
That's what
Listen.
I'm saying. Well, Las
Hey,
Vegas, Las Vegas.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Drake.
If they still Oakland to me. Fuck
Go
that.
see.
Right, they are. They're right. I
Just
always
like the
say that
Rams are still
myself.
St. Louis. I don't
say
care.
that.
Like,
That's why I fuck up with LA and the Rams. I always
you
think,
feel me?
St. Louis.
The Chargers are still San Diego. I don't care.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
we're in that generation. It like the little kids.
the
flag
Washington's still the
football
Redskins. I don't give a fuck.
players. Washington
This
is
is-
still the Redskins in my book.
Hey, they gonna know who kid.
Do they have a
Hey,
team?
watch the game tonight. That's what I gotta say. Watch the game tonight. And you know who our receivers are.
Oh goodness.
10 o'clock.
Dude,
I'm gonna
Are they
check it
back?
out.
They play at 10 o'clock tonight on NFL Network.
And they back, like all of them are playing, like they all healthy.
All of them playing tonight.
Yeah, because I know Brian.
I was gonna say
was holding him
it's
out.
week 3.
The whole
It's
first
week 3
quarter.
preseason now.
Well, I know Brian was hurt, and they was holding him
Or week
out
2,
for a
my bad.
while. So
No, he's good.
okay. He got hurt last year. The
Nah, he's
motherfucker
good.
better
He
be
was
good.
He was embarrassing the Rams. I just told you he's embarrassing the Rams in practice. Him and Henry Ruggs.
That's a big, fast wide receiver. That's why I say it. Like if you develop, you got a chance to be the new Megatron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be careful your words. The next thing you say, be very careful.
I said you have the chance. I didn't say you will be. I'm not going to put that on him.
But I wasn't even comparing to T.O. Listen, this y'all putting a lot of stock in.
He's that fast to be a T.O.
But he's a Megatron.
He ran a 4.4.
He doesn't and the reason why I say that and why you said that, Jay, is because when I look at his route running, it's not like like Terrell Owens' route running would be.
Okay, I can see that.
But he's good, like just taking off. Like just let him take off.
Hey, let's home run.
But if you want him to cut and do all that, he's not quite there yet.
He's a home run threat.
No, he's not a good route runner. No. He's a 50-50 ball threat.
Megatron was a better route runner, but he wasn't the greatest either.
He's not even close. Just a quick update. I don't know if y'all are paying no attention. Don't even know if y'all care. I don't care because I care. So Columbus Crew up 1 against Seattle. Let's go.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up.
I like that new stadium.
I used to
like that new stadium.
Offensive
I like that new stadium.
That coach for them. For the Crew.
An offensive coordinator that coach for the Crew?
I believe he said he was the offensive coordinator. His name was.
Do they have OCs in soccer?
It was something. He was some kind of. He wasn't the head coach. He helped with the front line. The one. The
you know what it sounds like? He was an assistant or a record keeper.
Probably.
One of the two.
Or the record. Listen, I don't know. His name was Frank. I'm not gonna say his name. I probably shouldn't say his name.
I'm gonna just look up Frank with the Columbus Crew.
But it was a French last name.
Yeah, the French last name.
Riviera.
That's Spanish, Latin. He
Jesus.
said Riviera.
Oh my God.
Listen, all I know is he had a whole lot of crew gear and shit in his house, like in the plastic type crew gear type shit. And I was like, okay, well, he didn't quite live in the right neighborhood for me to believe him, but when he pulled out all his shit, I was like, okay, maybe you are. I don't know.
Hey, you got to think it's MLS. An assistant with the Crew may not get paid a lot of money for real.
You might be right. And he did some tricks with a soccer ball in the apartment that wowed the fuck out of me.
Hey, listen. Them soccer guys ain't no joke. I tell my kids, because my kids, I don't know how much if Malk and Pops know, but I coach football, right? Cliff noticed.
Right.
I coach football. They was talking.
Started your season yet?
We first game on the 29th.
Okay. Where y'all play?
We got Westerville North.
Okay.
Okay.
So we when we play home games, we're Westerville North. When we're away, it just depends on where we go. Big Walnut, Columbus Academy.
Oh yeah, well yeah, okay.
Shit like that.
When y'all play Big Walnut, that's right down the street, not too far from me.
Week 2.
Probably about 10 minutes. Okay, I might be.
We'll play week 2. We play them. So we play them at Westerville. We play one. They got 4 teams in. Westerville got 4 teams in the league. We host one of their teams the first week on the 29th, and then the week after that we go to Big Walnut and go to Shanahan Middle School for another game.
That's like off Livingston, ain't it?
Livingston.
Big Walnut.
That's Walnut Ridge. That's a high school.
Oh no, I might be thinking of the apartment complex, Big Walnut. That's off.
No, you thinking of Walnut Creek?
Is that Walnut Creek? I think it's. I don't know.
Oh, Big Walnut out in Sunbury, Ohio. It's the boonies, bro.
Oh,
well, I don't think Westerville's playing any living.
He said it's right down the street.
I'm going to Polaris.
You're right.
Man, past Polaris.
Fuck all that.
You literally got to go up Route 23. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I was saying, like, going.
Nah, Nah, fuck all that. Ain't that ironic that Africa Road ain't nothing but white folks?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends
White
where.
people come from Africa too.
South Africa.
Right.
Y'all ain't on
Mainly.
Africa Road out there.
Hey, you ever met people from Morocco?
Africa
You ever
Road
met-
come
No.
through the
Have you
mountains.
ever met people
Come
from
through
Morocco?
Yes,
Might better spray paint and put South Africa.
I got a few of them that work at my job. Yes, I do.
So there's people from Morocco got a little bit fairer skin
Oh
too.
no, I know that there's white folks everywhere.
No, not everywhere.
Oh, there's
Like,
white folks everywhere.
Native. Well, yes, everyone's everywhere. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Right.
Look, but this is a sports show, Cliff. We're not doing this.
Right. Hold up, Cliff. Hold
Y'all
up,
motherfuckers
Cliff.
is everywhere. Sim City everywhere.
Hey, listen. At one point, colonization was a real thing, but that's a story for another podcast.
Right.
So,
right, we on the wrong one. Let's get into this Madden shit because I really want to talk about it real quick. But y'all got I'm not just gonna talk about the game, you know, for everybody that hadn't played it. I wanna first jump into first let me give my review.
So you got it.
Yes,
That's
I bought
bold.
it.
Okay.
I'm not impressed. I feel I feel like they're like 2K now, where they got monopolies on the video games, where they're the only ones that make it, so they're just like take it or leave it.
first of all, there's 2K. I'm gonna hit this real quick, and I'm gonna let you finish.
Yep.
I'm gonna Kanye West the shit out of this, but 2K has some competition that nobody realized was actually back out. NBA Live had like from 15 to 19 a solid stretch of years where they actually had you actually went and got the game, even played it. It was a solid ass game.
real?
It wasn't the NBA Live from back in 07, 06.
Right.
I'm not saying that. And it's not really touching 2K. But where 2K became, like most people got off a lot, like the reason why I got off of Live was because I had Boobie Gibson dunking on Shaq. There was a problem.
Right.
So then I switched over to 2K because it was more realistic. Now Live became the more realistic for that 5-year span because 2K is terrible now. It's awful.
I mean, I feel like the Madden is too, though. It's not
But
awful,
Madden is
but
becoming just like that. I agree. I agree with your comparison. I just,
redundant.
yeah.
the tackling mechanics are
The
off.
tackling, yeah. I don't like.
There's
yeah.
no gang tackling at all. If somebody grabs
Right.
somebody and you run into them, there's no impact. Like, you just run into them. Like, where back in the day, at least Madden had it to where the extra hits would cause people to, fall different. No, you're just running into that person, and it's like a computer glitch. Like, you just
Right.
inside of each other until you fall to the ground. Like, it's just everything is
They
just
definitely-
weird.
They definitely don't focus defense in Madden at all.
Yeah,
And
it's weird.
it's kind of sad.
It's weird. It don't matter what play you pick. You cannot cover the middle of the field unless you select the linebacker yourself.
And don't be playing against another person either.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by
Yeah,
that.
it's
If
terrible.
you play somebody that can exploit your openings, you have to play that opening. Like, you cannot.
But the worst,
Yeah, depending on the computer.
even if
Like, you
pick
have
the
to-
zone,
yeah,
they will
facts.
not be in the zone you selected them to be in.
right? You got to play the middle linebacker for them to
It's
actually cover the
crazy.
middle.
Man, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. The whole game is just crazy.
I've touched on it a little bit. Cliff, here's where I'm a little different. Like, speaking to 2K, Jay and Pops, like when I play 2K, I love to play the online head-to-head more than I do the My Player, maybe because my patience is just off.
Right.
But when I play Madden, I actually like to play it for the My Player purposes. And I do like, I don't know if y'all seen it yet, but I do like this
The
year you can actually play
7-on-7s.
that, but you can play different positions. The past couple Maddens that I bought is quarterback and quarterback.
No, you pick your position, but in the 7-on-7s you have to play all the positions. It's like flag, so you play defense and
you control
offense.
the whole. Yeah, you control
Right.
all the whole. But I mean, I like how you like when you're going through the My Play. I like how you can say I want to be a running back per se. Like I'm saying, the past couple of years it was you are a quarterback. Now they did add what you're saying. That's new this year.
Yeah,
Last
no,
year they
this
didn't
one, you only play the position you play unless you're playing like the online 7-on-7 against other
Exactly.
players.
Right.
But if I pick, because I played quarterback. Listen, I
Okay.
picked the quarterback. I got drafted to the New York Jets.
I ain't even made it that far yet.
I played one game and I deleted my player.
Why?
I can't play with the Jets.
That means you're good then, because you went to a bad team.
It doesn't matter. I can't play with the Jets.
But y'all's boy did it. Zach Wilson, he looking good.
I can't play with the Jets. It doesn't matter. Like I can't play with it's a video game, right? Like I want to at least win from time to time.
It's the user behind the person though. Like I behind the skills.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. Like I can keep up with the offense, but it's like damn that defense. Like I can't. There's nothing you can do on defense. I was like, there's no way. I can't play with this team. I gotta get redrafted. I'm gonna get redrafted.
You gonna go through the whole process again?
Yep. So and I don't care if I gotta answer questions wrong.
Right. You get
to go low.
So wait, are they actually doing the little test thing again?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Like the
remember when you remember when they tried to do that back in like the early 10s Maddens. As a matter of fact, it might have been before. I think I was still in high school when they were doing the test.
Oh,
where you
yeah,
would get drafted.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's not you had to answer these questions.
It's not quite like that. It's it's like you start out in college. Well, no, you start out at a training camp, like throwing routes, and then you flash back to college and you do like your college playoff game and then your championship, and then you go back to like private workouts with teams or shit.
So it's almost like, remember when they did that on 2K where you could select like, it was like 10 colleges that you could have come from?
It's exactly like that. That's the exact setup that it is. Then after you complete all that, they draft you and then you go to the team. But depending on the answers you select, you can go differently.
Huh.
Yeah, and your draft stock gets impacted.
Right, like it don't matter how good you are on the field. If you answer a question different, a different team will pick you up.
Yeah.
Got you. See, I never was big on like the face of the franchise stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
But that's because like in 21 it was pretty bad. The year before that it was even worse.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason why I went for this directly is because I want to get in on them 7-on-7s. Like playing against the other players online, and you gotta have your face of the franchise up to do that, or you're.
So who you pick in your face of the franchise is who? It's kind of like you doing your My Player, right? You create your My Player, you take that person online. That's how they do this now. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you can't.
That's a little weird.
You play 11-on-11.
Not with your player that you only control.
Right.
Like you can play 11-on-11 against people, but in this game mode, it's like we created our player and you build them up to where like they play other players online that builded their players up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when they did the yard in 21.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. Did they fix that shit? Because the yard was trash.
I haven't because I've only played that one game in the NFL and I deleted them.
Yeah, I haven't.
I deleted them. I said I am not. Do it because in this one they make you play the whole game until you get so far, and then because I created a running back or something before.
I did too. I
didn't like the way he played, so then I went to quarterback. So until you play like 3 NFL games, then it'll ask you if you want to play your position on, like you want to play offense only. But I have to play as a quarterback. I have to play defense as well.
Oh yeah, last year they didn't have that. So they had it to where you could only if you wanted to play.
Right, and that's what made me want to quit New York because it was like I can't even keep up with myself controlling them. So imagine me simulating the defense. I'm never gonna win a game. I gotta quit. I gotta get off New York.
It's not about the wins. It's about rebuilding. It's about
and I don't care about winning.
It's the experience.
And I don't care about winning. For real, I don't need to win the Super Bowl, but I don't want to play for a team that gets beat every game.
You just hate losing.
That takes away from my the points I get.
See, then you're not playing right. Look, so you got to be there with the wins and the losses, Cliff. You got to be ready to build that team to become the Super Bowl contending dynasty that you know they can be.
Put me on the Giants, motherfucker.
You better Joe name it this shit.
Not the Jets. Put me on the Giants, not the Jets.
Jets got Robert Saleh.
Put me on the little Giants. Don't put me on the Jets. I'll put him on a rec league. He played pro quarterback under a 6-year-old center before I play on the fucking Jets.
The Jets come up this year.
Callie, I can't wait to tell you about this time.
Man, the Jets come up this year. I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna be like, man.
Nah, but
remember when you gave up on him and just had to recreate your character?
Because Zach Wilson looking all right, man. He looking all right.
I called it. They're gonna win some games this year.
Well,
yeah.
I still need to see.
I mean, 3 is some. You're not wrong.
I still need to see. But
I tell you, they're gonna make a little noise. They ain't gonna make it, but they're gonna make a little noise.
No, I do think
the Jets. They always make noise.
Do a little something. They always make noise.
It's the Jets. They always look. The Jets be doing some of the weirdest, most crazy. Remember the year? What's his name's first year out there? Right, Darnold.
Oh, Darnold.
Darnold's first year out there. Everybody was like, "Man, they're gonna do so good. Darnold's looking good." Da 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 da. The only thing they made noise about was this man seeing ghosts. Like this.
He was seeing.
But Cliff stuck. He's like, "Wait, I don't."
Is that what they said?
You don't remember him talking about, man? I think I see a ghost out there.
Oh,
it was right after he had the flu.
Oh shit! Yeah, he was. Boy, he was high off some.
I mean. I don't even know. I know that they've improved. Somewhat.
You can't get worse than what they were.
Somewhat.
You can only improve.
But Darnold had to deal with a lot too. Huh?
Where'd they improve?
What you mean? Like offensively and defensively?
Yeah.
Offensively they got Zach, of course. I think Zach is definitely in a better headspace than
everyone's in a better headspace than the dude who just had concussions and the flu.
But no, I mean even out the gate, like
I don't mind Zach. I like Zach Wilson. I don't know that he's going to be that much of an improvement on Darnold though.
I think just based off of the
he still ain't got no weapons.
The few instances I've seen him in preseason, he looks a lot more comfortable than Darnold ever has.
Everyone looks comfortable when they just got there going against 4-stringers.
You're right. But I think
y'all keep talking about Justin Fields. Justin Fields is going to look good when he's going against 4-stringers and guys who aren't even going to make the team.
How much better do you have to be than to get through Darnold's achievements?
I didn't think Darnold did that bad, to be honest with you. I think he didn't have no one around him, and Zach Wilson's going to have the same thing.
But there's a big fucking but, though, right? There's a big fucking but. So in his whole career there, out of the 3 years he was there?
Yes.
He got 6 wins.
Oh.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
Did he?
He had
What's his record? 6?
He had that one the 2 what was he, like 2-14 or something like that? Might have been 3.
It might have been 3.
It might have been 3. Like he didn't get wins with the Jets. He had 1 year where they only got 2 wins, 1 win.
Ooh.
Look up the Jets record over the past 3 years. Add up how
so I'm
many
trying to
wins.
look up now.
He's 13 and 25.
13 and 25.
Okay, so he broke 10.
6 wins. Shit. You gave my man half his credit.
What season? What was his best season?
They had like 7 or 8 in one season. Matter of fact, I think they almost made playoffs.
What
1 year.
Season, man?
I think Zach will be all right.
His best season was 2019. He threw for 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 84.3 QB rating.
Wait, what was his
QB rating or player rating?
QB, like his QB rating.
What was the record?
I don't know the record. I'm talking about his personal stats. I can look at the record.
That's like asking him who was on the team. No one knows.
Right.
He got them all. He got them all. He got them all. He had to get them all in that 1 year.
Jets record. 2019 they were 7-9.
I told you they had like 7 in 1 year.
Right. That's where he got
Look,
them all.
at the end of the day, that still wins.
Right.
So I'm just thinking of the first two and guessing on the last.
No, you're thinking of the first season and then the third season.
Oh, okay.
You're combining those two up.
Okay.
2019 was his sophomore year.
Yeah, I don't follow the Jets too much, but I remember seeing them fucking.
No one follows the Jets outside of New York, and even some of them don't follow the Jets.
Listen, but lastly,
so Madden.
Lastly on the Madden, the top offenses were released, and I want y'all's opinion on them. I don't know if my opinions are strong, but I want to hear what y'all have to say. I'll go
supposed to be strong. It's an opinion.
The top 10 at least. So these are the top 10 offenses rated in Madden. Number 1, of course, being the Kansas City Chiefs. They got
bad. 90, the crew lost.
They got a 96. Oh, they lost?
Yeah, fucking Seattle scored 2 in the last 3 minutes.
Damn.
So upset. My bad. As you were.
But Kansas City 96.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, of course, at number 2 with a 92.
Okay.
Bold.
Then Green Bay with a 91.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets interesting, and I also had to tell myself that this is next year's, so this is like prediction-ish.
Right.
They gave it to the Cleveland Browns at 4 with an 89.
Okay.
Then the Dallas Cowboys at 5 with an 88. Tennessee Titans at 87. Buffalo Bills at 86.
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks at 7 with 85. Baltimore Ravens at 84. That's the 8 or the 9 spot. Oh, so Seattle was the 8 spot. And then Arizona at 83 with the 10 spot.
I don't hate it.
Now, I don't.
Buffalo should have been higher than Tennessee.
Who?
Buffalo.
Buffalo should have been higher than a couple people there.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think they're putting Tennessee up there with the acquisition of Julio Jones.
Yeah, but at the same time, other than Julio and don't get me wrong, Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL right now, hands down, bar none, right now.
Yep.
So, as far as that goes, I'm not entirely mad about it, but they do seem a little high still, especially with an injury plagued the last couple seasons, Julio Jones.
Right.
So, for example, are they include what do they have AJ Green at right now going over to Arizona? If because Arizona all around is just a good young squad in general.
Right.
So if you putting AJ Green and Julio Jones up to high 80s, I guess I can live with it. I could be okay with it. I get it. But let's be real, it's not what they are anymore. You might be looking at 82s if you want to be honest for both of them.
I thought it was kind of disrespectful for them to drop Buffalo all the way down there, especially under Dallas.
Well, Dallas's offense on paper, just like Cleveland Browns' offense on paper,
looks good.
That's an amazing. You got one of the highest paid running backs, therefore he's got to be one of the best running backs. He's not, but he should be, based on the way he gets paid.
Right.
So when you look at it, it's they're basing it off of. In all honesty, my issue with Madden is they don't base it off of what you did in the previous year. Even though they drop a new roster every year.
They can't, because if that was the case, then you wouldn't be able to pre-assume the rookies' stats.
Well, no, but that at the same time,
some point of estimation. Otherwise, you can't really it'd be like starting a rookie at 0 and waiting until the season starts to start giving them stats. Then we can't play with them. So
Don't they do
gotta
something similar in 2K though?
No, they always.
I thought they
give
had a
them
system
base,
with the DNA.
They always give them a base rate. You
Yeah,
always
and then
get
you
a
give them
base
weekly
rate.
performances.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's the same here, where they will increase as they
Fluctuate.
work.
They'll fluctuate.
But you have to at least estimate.
Because I know Joe Burrow stayed at a 77 or 75 or whatever he was all year last year. And 20.
Were you connected to the internet?
Yeah. I played online. What you mean?
That was 30.
I'm just playing.
I gotta see how we gotta clip that part out. That was
We
funny.
we gonna get this.
Keep that in there. You'll get yours.
Well, I meant for the he knows what I'm talking about. I meant for the YouTube when he on the show.
Oh.
But yeah, no. I understand why they would bump Cleveland up, right? Because they just got Odell back. But in my opinion,
he hurt him.
You said what?
He hurt him, man.
He's only hurting them.
Isn't that where?
That's what I was about to say. In my opinion, it's not working with him out on the field.
And Clowney's there now too, right?
Yeah, but he ain't got nothing to do with the offensive rating.
No.
I think so.
Well, you got to run.
You don't think Beckham got something to do with the rating coming back?
No, he said Clowney.
Oh, okay.
Clowney.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
But Beckham,
you got a receiver in the huddle all day long, screaming for the ball. He ain't happy, diva acting. I mean, that messes Baker up.
But I don't think that
it messed up Eli in New York.
I don't think he can come back in here doing that.
Why can't he? He's Odell Beckham.
It don't matter. You seen what everybody else is doing. You got Landry and all them out there. Like, come on now.
But it's like when he went down in New York for like almost that whole season, right? And then he came back the following year and he still had that mind. I'm still Odell.
Yeah.
No,
he did the same exact thing in New York.
To be able to do that, I think that this is like the 3-strike law in Texas, where it's like, now, nigga, you on your last one.
He is, because
you know what I mean. Like, honestly, you're on your last one. You barely got out of this one, so you better play nice out here. How
much longer he got out there?
Well, that's what I was gonna say too.
If he doesn't get hurt, maximum 3.
Yeah, because he's the same age as me. He's either 28 or 29, and as a wide receiver, like lifetime, as far as an NFL goes, like 32 is probably like usually maybe.
No, I'm just saying, how long did he have left in Cleveland on the contract?
I can look that up. Let me see.
I believe this would be his last year, because didn't he only get 3 from the beginning?
I thought. Well, it was a trade. So he was traded.
Yeah.
So he took on took on the New York contract.
Because he had just signed that contract with New York, and then a year later got
I don't remember
traded.
What they had in New York.
5-year, $77 million.
Oh, so he wouldn't be out of there till 2023.
Nah, he shouldn't have 5 left though.
No, only 2 left.
He has 3 left. Okay.
3 because he's been there 2 seasons.
Yeah. So he's got 3 years.
I don't know why I'm thinking left. 3 seasons.
No, I'm pretty sure he's been there. I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure he's been there too.
Because I remember they traded him for that.
I think you are right.
That's where they got Jabril. They traded Jabril and a couple picks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, Jabril Pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it may only be 2.
So this is something I want to get your guys' opinion on this. So something that popped up when I typed in Odell's name is, it says, would Odell Beckham have thrived if Joe Judge were his Giants coach, assuming he stayed on the Giants and Joe Judge came? Would that have made a difference for Odell?
Can you tame a tiger?
He can't stay healthy.
That's true. I agree with that statement, Pops. He can't stay healthy.
My thing is, can you tame a tiger on that one? Whether he's healthy or not, can you tame a tiger? Is Joe Judge known for being able to bring cats back down to reality?
Yeah, they said his training camps and stuff, Jay. They said that like he had players doing something last year. Something I was like, damn, it's kind of wild. Yeah, I mean, he seems like he's a tough-nosed guy.
I thought Judge was his coach, though.
No. I think it was still the Tom Coughlin days, or who was after? Who was unless somebody was?
Nah, Coughlin left in like 17.
Well, who was the coach?
Well, I don't like. Well, first of all, I don't like the speculation. You know what I mean?
Right.
The what if
Of what?
The what if questions.
Yeah, it's kind of rough sometimes.
It was Pat. It was so on a real quick clip. So it was after Coughlin, it was Ben McAdoo, Steve Spagnuolo.
McAdoo, that's who it was.
So in his defense, he went through 2 to 3 coaches, Beckham that is, before he went to Cleveland. He went through 2 or 3 different head coaches.
But he was a big part of that.
Beckham?
Yeah.
I thought
When your star player is not happy, typically you as an organization are going to try to cater to your star.
I don't know. I think that's a.
I don't agree. I don't think they do, but I don't agree on that either.
I don't think Beckham's the kind of guy that they were like behind to be like, yeah, whatever he say, go.
If they ain't letting Russell
why
Wilson
not?
do it, Jay, if they ain't letting Russell Wilson do it, they're not letting Odell Beckham do it.
But we all know Pete Carroll definitely that dude.
Shit, he
Right.
was that dude.
Pete Carroll, that dude. Like, you're not gonna have to say so over Pete Carroll. It's just
Right.
like when you came to Cincy when we had Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis was that fucking dude. Like,
Marvin was just a favorite uncle in Cincinnati. He had his stay was long overdue in Cincinnati. I hate to say I liked Marvin, but his stay was long overdue.
not maybe, but
they should have fired him.
there's a certain point where you got to remember only half of his time in Cincy did he have total control of the team.
Right.
They
Right.
renegotiated his contract under the threat, if you don't give me total control of the team, I'm not re-signing. And then they finally gave him total control of the team. What happens? 6 playoff appearances.
Yeah. Hey, Carson Palmer, Lush Mazzata, CJ, and Corey Dillon. Can't forget about Corey Dillon back in the day. I remember a couple of them players on that team, Jay.
Right.
But that squad only went to 1 playoff. Dalton was the one who went to 5. Palmer went to 1.
I never even thought about that. Are you sure Palmer didn't go to more playoffs? I mean, I know you. Palmer
never went to a playoff with Cincinnati except one time, and that was the year after when Chris Henry died. And Chad Johnson said, "We doing this for Chris."
Yeah, Chris Henry died. That's
Yeah. Order Raiders.
You said Order Raiders, Pops?
He didn't do that with the Raiders either. He went to Arizona and lit it up, though.
Oh, Palmer? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he definitely had a good retirement season with Arizona.
That Najee boy is good.
You watching the game?
Yeah. Who? Oh, you watching it right now?
Pops.
Man, I gotta be up tomorrow morning. I can't do that anyway. So yeah, playoffs tomorrow, baby. But I was just saying that because I was going to go somewhere to watch. I'm really more interested in the fight tonight than the Raiders game.
Pacquiao.
Yeah, Pacquiao.
They don't make the Raiders.
Who'd they get him? Who's he fighting against now? Because I thought the one dude, something happened with him.
Ugas, Cuban dude. He a Cuban dude. I think he's like 26-4, 12 KOs. He is decent. He's very decent. But I don't think he's gonna stop Pacquiao. But he's definitely not gonna stop him. I don't know if he's gonna outscore him.
I mean, at what time do we see Pacquiao done? Like, nobody even knows how old the dude is for real.
Like,
he don't have an official birthday. They lost his no, bro. He 33, 34. You serious? He's not that far behind.
I said 43.
Oh, I thought you said 33, 30.
He's older than Mayweather.
Mayweather's that was like the point. Was he never had a birth certificate in that, and they lost it when he was a kid.
Pacquiao's 42. He'll be 43 in December.
Is that the date they gave him?
They said December 17th of 1978.
Yeah, I know he's older than Mayweather.
Mayweather is 44. So
is that right?
He actually is older or younger.
Yeah, Mayweather was older.
Mayweather is February of 1977.
Wow, I was thinking that was in reverse.
Just a year though.
Yeah, it's not that long, but he is a little older.
Yeah, I thought that was in reverse. I thought that's why they was giving him shit, talking about him waiting till Pacquiao was out of his prime.
I mean, people can give him shit all they want to. I remember Pacquiao being the one that said, "I don't want to take the drug test."
Right, but I mean that's always the thing is Floyd Mayweather waiting for fighters out of his prime, but if you older, it doesn't
He fought
really
Ricky Hatton in
fucking
his
matter.
Nope, don't matter.
Right, you know, I'm
You're older,
older
don't
than the dude that you're talking about. So like what the fuck are you saying? So that's why I don't know. I guess I'm just confused. Definitely been drinking enough to be confused, but
Yeah, my pocket went low now.
Then how many people could have knocked him out when he was out of his prime, though?
that's what I'm saying.
And still never got it done.
Complaining about him waiting for people out of his prime, and he's older than the person you're complaining about. What are you complaining about? Like, what are you complaining about? He's the old motherfucker. It don't matter when he gives you the fight. He's the old motherfucker.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't get it. So, yeah, that blows my mind. Because I swore that Pacquiao was older than Mayweather.
See, and I kind of was wishing Brittany was in here because I know she a big Braun head.
The shit about him not being on the list.
Not getting no votes.
Oh, yeah, he was pissed about that. 0 votes.
He should.
Yeah,
I was wrong,
but he shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be because it doesn't matter. You've done enough.
Well, not only that, but
enough,
I would say because he got hurt. He missed a good chunk of this season. Like,
but let's be honest. If you're not on the list, it's because motherfuckers is hating. But there's no way LeBron can't be on that list.
Look, I agree with what Stephen A. said. Stephen A. said we all know he's on the, talking about how we know he's on the Mount Rushmore. He's on the Mount Rushmore. But there's no real reason for you to. You can leave him off the list, but who you really gonna argue with him over Giannis or Durant?
He was having an MVP like season before he got
hurt. Yeah,
but that's the point. Before he got hurt, how many people have we seen get screwed out of it just because they got hurt?
You're right. You are right about that.
So are we supposed to give him exceptions because he's LeBron James?
I mean,
you all right about that?
I will give him that for his age to be as elite still to this day without injuries. You know that's rare. You don't see that a whole lot. I mean, I'm not a LeBron fan. Like I always say that too, but I will give him his credit. Like, you know, me being a Kobe fan, like I'm gonna be honest, Kobe wasn't as dominant at that age as LeBron is, you know, with his ability. You know what I'm saying? Kobe can still shoot this thing here and there, but LeBron is still dominant for he's up for the MVP talk. Whether he got it,
but let's be real. Let's be real. And in that old age, when did Kobe have a team like this? When did Kobe have the players around him that Bron got?
I agree.
I ain't even gonna go that route. When was Kobe ever that fucking big and thick?
That's
LeBron goes through the middle of the hole. You get out of his way. It's not that he's dominant. He's just a big fat ass coming through the middle. You get out of his way.
Well, like you said before, Cliff, he could play any position on the court. You know what I mean? And he can dominate. Like I would.
Right. I mean, he's just big.
He's not dominating any position, but he can play him.
I mean,
only position he couldn't dominate is the 5.
Right.
I don't think he could dominate the point guard.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, he's getting older now, so he's falling off on that. But there was definitely a time where he could do that as well, and that time
point guard?
Yeah.
If he plays
the
backup role, they'll win this year. If he tries to take over, no.
Right.
Step back, man. Let the other guys do their thing, and you just do what you do.
The question is who you stepping back to,
or for.
Man, you know what? It would be a dangerous thing if Russell Westbrook bring the ball down, LeBron comes shoot through the lanes, and he gives him some nice alley-oops. You can't stop him going down the hole.
That's the only way it will work.
Then you kick it out to I'm going to say this again. Kick it out to Anthony Davis, who likes to shoot threes, but he should be down in the fucking playing center, and he can get some passes.
Well,
and then you got them young boys.
He doesn't have to. That's what they need. They needed an official center, so he didn't have to play center. And
they picked up Dwight Howard again.
7 foot. He's Stop being a pussy.
But that Kevin Durant's 7 foot and he plays the 3.
But they got a
He's
center.
listed at 6'9" now.
They got a center. Juwan Howard, what's your face? Your boy can come play center. He's good at blocking shots and dunking.
According to Mount, Brown can play center too.
Howard can play.
He ain't gonna dominate the center, but he can play center.
Who?
Braun.
Howard can play the center. He played center before. He blocks shots, gets rebounds, he dunks, and then Anthony Davis can take his big sissy ass down there and play sometime.
Still got who? Gasol's the backup.
He can shoot three.
I thought they cut Gasol. I thought they released Gasol.
No, we got Gasol still. We got rid of.
They got Gasol. We get.
What's Cliff's boy's name that came from?
But you got none. You got none of you.
Who?
Drummond. We got rid of
three.
Was it Drummond y'all got rid of? I knew it was a big man.
Yeah, Drummond gone. You got none who can shoot threes. You got Pope who can shoot threes. Rizzi can shoot threes. Carmelo Anthony can shoot threes.
They got who that can shoot threes? Who did the second name?
Who?
Who was
Pope?
the second? You said Pope?
None. He said
Pope.
Pope.
He said
We got rid of
Pope is
Pope.
gone.
I was gonna say
Pope
KCP
is
gone.
Yeah, we got.
But it don't matter. Y'all got Patty Mills. He's
They
arguably
No, we
got
don't.
none.
But you
Who they
keep
got?
saying that. We don't have Patty Mills, bro. He went to the.
Not
Nets.
Pope. They got what's the other dude? What's the other one?
He's in Brooklyn.
They got none. And then who's the other guy? They got shit. It's not a Pope, but either one of them Christian
Patty
type
Mills
names.
is in Brooklyn. But,
One of them Christian type names.
But
Saint.
You got
the
Pope,
Lakers, a
none,
couple shooters,
and
none.
Pope, none, and who's the other guy?
You talking about Priest though?
Is it a Priest?
I don't think there's no priest on the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know, Priest. I don't think it's Priest.
Isn't
It's
it,
Pope, none. Pope gone. You had none, and you had
We got Trevor
Yeah.
Ariza. We got
Rizzi can shoot threes. Carmelo can shoot threes.
all of them. all of them
Can
have
wait?
played
Can
for
Ariza
the
shoot
board.
threes still?
Who?
He can
Who?
shoot threes from the corner.
Who?
Yeah. You leave him alone, he can shoot them.
He can hit him from the corner.
You leave anybody in the NBA. Well, for the most part.
Yeah, but you gotta get you gotta come down in the hole to get the Westbrook and LeBron Davis. So you got 3-pointers out there, shooters. They got some shooters.
Melo's
Not like Phoenix do.
They ain't got the best shooters, but they got
They can get the job.
they got a running team though. Man, you gotta have a team to run with them though.
Yeah.
They got some high flyers.
Oh, they finally updated Malik
Monk, there we go. The Monk.
Westbrook,
Monk.
Kendrick.
There we go.
Nunn,
We got a Monk.
Taylor Horton Tucker, Mac McClung, Wayne Ellington, Wesley Matthews,
Matthews can shoot.
Joel.
Hey, they brought. This is a lot of people that have been Lakers at one point too. Have you?
Right,
hearing
going
this?
back. And
Yeah.
they get ready to get Isaiah Thomas too.
I
He-
seen
little
that.
midget can
I hope
shoot.
they do. You know what? They should definitely sign him.
All right, I
They
thought
bring
so.
Isaiah back. That little midget can shoot threes.
He
I thought
can.
so.
He can. Wouldn't
So you
hurt
bring
to
in a
have him.
shooter like Isaiah?
I
They gotta
thought he
take-
said he wasn't going to go.
It's gonna be hard to beat the Lakers if
You
they play
said who
together.
wasn't gonna go
I thought IT said he wasn't going to go.
to the Lakers?
Yeah.
Man, IT.
I thought he wanted them. He'd go
Obi
anywhere. Take
can go get back in the league.
No, I thought he wasn't going back to the Lakers. He was in talks with somebody
IT was
else.
Never on the Lakers.
I'm in back to play with Bron.
Oh, okay.
He'll be back. He tried out with him. He going back. He wanna play again.
IT gonna play for whatever team pick him
Hell
up.
yeah.
He
I
wanna
know there was
raise.
talk about Boston again.
What would you put him though?
I mean, anywhere at this point.
Yeah, he's coming on the backup. They gonna let
Well,
Schroeder
they
start.
got rid of
Sucks.
they got rid of
Schroeder
Kemba.
does not suck.
I don't think so.
Yeah, nah.
He don't play good for the Lakers.
I might start IT over Schroeder.
So some of the
I would too.
Speaking of NBA,
I'll start both of them.
Obi Toppin's
At the
been doing
1
his
and the
thing.
2. Now you need Jaylen Brown at the 2.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown be at the 2. But summer league's been kind of crazy. Obi Toppin, he had 31 points last week against Detroit. 3 steals, 2 blocks. His second year. I think he's gonna be nice.
Nigga, You better do something.
Right.
Right? You already played a year in the league. It's not like you're a rookie in this bitch with them.
Right.
Do something. I expect all sophomores coming back to the summer league to show out.
Did you hear that?
Right.
That Drew Bledsoe is back on the Clippers in the trade?
Eric.
Oh, I said Drew.
I see. You got savings me.
I think that happened one week
They
too.
pulling on me. You pulled you, motherfucker.
We were talking about a Bledsoe one week, and you kept saying Drew Bledsoe
I
for some reason.
did, but
Eric Bledsoe, you're right. Eric Bledsoe was traded to the
he
Clippers
back
in exchange for Patrick Beverly, Rajon Rondo, and Daniel Odoru.
To who?
The Grizzlies. So Grizzlies got in exchange for not Drew, Eric Bledsoe, Patrick Beverly, Rajon Rondo, and Daniel Odoru to the Grizzlies for Eric Bledsoe.
That's a bold move for the Grizzlies.
Man,
I don't know that third name.
Yeah, I know the third name.
Probably pronouncing it right.
It's O.
No, I just don't know who he is.
O-T-U. Yeah, I don't know who he is.
OGRU.
O-T-O-R.
O-T-U-R-U. O-T-U-R-U.
Okay, no, I don't know who that is.
Right.
And then Marcus Smart agreed to a 4-year deal with Boston, so he's re-signing.
Of course. Why would you let him go?
Yeah, he's good on defense. And then Embiid, of course, he got a 4-year extension worth $196 million.
Marcus
That's
Smart
bold.
is to the Celtics what you would want Draymond Green to be to the Warriors.
I can agree on that.
Pause.
Actually, I can agree on that.
I think he is what Draymond is to the Warriors.
Nah. Draymond is a very underrated player. Like, even though he doesn't put up the statistical points, he does a lot on that floor. But Marcus Smart does the same thing and puts up stats.
But I mean, at one point, you talking about Draymond Green, like this dude, it's not like he don't have all-star numbers throughout his career. I'm not saying he does like this past year. He's been missing
I don't know what it is.
He's been missing good chunks of his team the past few years.
I don't know if it's a different game, but that's when you would expect for a Draymond Green to step up. That's one thing you can't say about Marcus Smart. When he comes on the court, he makes a difference.
Yeah, because he's the one carrying the ball up the court.
Nah.
Draymond don't bring the ball up the court.
Nah, he ain't take Marcus Smart. They ain't taking the ball up the court.
Yes, he does.
He has. He doesn't.
I'm saying, like, if there's injuries, like when Hayward and what's his name was down, you will see Smart with it. You'll see Brown. It's between Brown and Smart usually.
But regardless, I mean, they gonna come in with a Schroeder. You don't have him on the team with Marcus Smart taking the ball
so
down.
Yeah,
and Marcus Smart is not efficient on the court taking a ball down. So
that's a bold claim.
Nah, he ain't.
And Jay, did you say that you disagreed that the Sixers shouldn't have gave that 4-year, $196 million extension to Embiid? Or did you say that you agree?
I just said that's bold. That's a bold. That's Embiid. Like 4 years, that much money.
But that's
over
your
4,
guy.
like that. Who? Like why? He always hurt.
If Embiid goes anywhere, that's your guy.
He almost won MVP.
I get that. That's adorable.
If Embiid goes anywhere,
can he stay healthy?
That's Embiid's team.
Can he? Not anywhere.
If Embiid goes to the Lakers, that's Embiid's team.
I strongly disagree.
It's always LeBron's
goes
team.
to the Lakers, that's Embiid's team.
It's always LeBron's team when LeBron's there, at least. I can't say that.
LeBron has no choice but to play. We've been talking about that the whole time this season ended. LeBron has to play the second guy. Now, you gotta be Robin now.
He might have to be third.
Batman.
Then why isn't it Russell's team? Why isn't it Russell's team?
Because Russell has never been a guy you can put the team on his back.
Talk about inefficiency.
But hold on, he has to have been Cliff. He won the MVP at least one time. Isn't that
Listen, but you already know how it goes. You've played Little League football and all that. When you play on a sorry ass team, it makes you look great. He played for OKC. He didn't develop them. They didn't get developed until Chris Paul got there. Russell just took care of the stats and the points.
Right.
They might have made it.
He was a stat sheet stuffer, but other than that, he wasn't sharing the love. He wasn't helping nobody out.
Listen,
like
he had this.
He's not a leader.
He had the damn near same players as Chris Paul when Chris Paul came, and you didn't know their names until Chris Paul got there.
Well, here's the crazy part. You remember when Chris Paul got there, everybody counted OKC out. Everybody counted OKC out because, it's Chris Paul. Right. He doesn't have anybody around him, da-da-da-da-da. And now he's like, they're back in the playoffs, even with Chris Paul and without Russ. These players are better than what they thought they were because Chris Paul helped get them there.
Right.
Just like he did. This is a Phoenix Suns team that went from, just sitting outside the bubble watching the shit. And then now they're here. And now you get to the point where you're like, okay, we went from not in the playoffs last year to we're in the finals. You know what I mean? Like it
don't matter though. None of this matters because it's in the past, right? Chris Paul came back, tried to make a run with the Suns, couldn't get it done. You're the same as Russell Westbrook.
I disagree entirely.
You're not the same player, but you're the same as Russell Westbrook.
I still disagree.
You do all that to do what?
To do what? What do you mean? You took probably one of the youngest squads that's ever been to a finals ever in the history of the NBA.
Russell ain't did that in the playoffs, not to the finals, but in the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying.
Worst team with no score, with no Devin Booker.
Who? To the finals?
Westbrook? No, I said not the finals, but I said the playoffs.
No, I'm saying Chris Paul took the Suns.
That no-name team, and I don't want to say no-name because they still had
Steven
Alexander and they had Steven Adams at that point. Like they had certain people, but it wasn't.
They had some
no
pieces.
Way, shape, or form close to what the Suns had.
But were they going to the Western Conference Finals? Were they going to the finals?
Listen, what did we just say? We said Russell Westbrook. We said Steven Adams. We said, and I don't even know if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was there when Russell was there.
He was there.
He was. It might have been.
Yeah, he wasn't. Year. He wasn't bubbling yet.
Yeah,
but he was there.
So, what I'm getting at is when you look at Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton as comparison, I question if Russell may not have been able to get it done with a Devin Booker on his team.
No. I'll tell you now. He couldn't. You know how I know he couldn't?
Because he didn't do it with KD?
OKC against the Heat.
That's different though.
Is it?
Let him motherfucker grow.
Is it?
Let him.
Because I don't remember
Let him
Chris Paul.
Grow,
I don't remember Chris Paul having one of the best lockdown defenders in the league at the time, Thabo Cephalosha. Fucking what's his name? Serge Ibaka.
Thabo got beat by the cops and he couldn't come back next year.
I don't remember him having James Harden coming off the bench. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the Suns and I like what they're gonna be able. They didn't lose anything.
Young, though. They were.
That's
young.
what I'm saying. And now you've got another year.
Point too, though. It would be different. Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yes, he was. You ain't gonna get.
Didn't they also have Kendrick Perkins?
Who the fuck is Kendrick Perkins?
Kendrick did his thing in Boston. He did his thing in Boston.
He was
You're not even talking about Boston. I'm talking about his OKC days.
He was I almost said he was the Ron Artest of the team, but Ron Artest did more than Kendrick Perkins did.
You're not wrong, but my point is the Phoenix Suns and OKC are not comparable in any way, shape, or form. That is a significantly younger team, and the fact that they just lost nothing. They even got Chris Paul back.
So ask yourself.
They'll be back next year.
You think that Phoenix Suns team couldn't have gone there with Russ at the helm?
No.
I
don't know if I agree.
I don't think.
Bro, he's not a. when it comes to damn his stats, right? We talking about a triple-double machine. That's what the dude's known for, right?
He's guaranteed getting you 10 assists. And with Devin Booker
Paul
on your team, no.
Chris Paul did.
No, he didn't.
What are you talking about?
Chris Paul didn't average 10 assists last season.
He also wasn't healthy.
Average 6 or 7.
6. Chris Paul averaged 6 assists last year. But I'm saying, regardless, health be damned. Russell Westbrook is getting you 10 guaranteed over the past 5 seasons.
You're right. And he's also doing something else that Chris Paul's not doing. Turning the ball over.
With the Devin Booker. What I'm saying is with the Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, never mind your Mikal Bridges and all them.
He's had all them.
You may reduce the amount of turnovers you come up with.
Hold on. Cliff, I need you to understand something. You went back on yourself and you didn't even realize it.
Tell me.
Remember when we just talked about OKC was not supposed to make the playoffs when Chris Paul got there and they traded for Russ?
Wait, what? Yeah,
we just talked about that.
Yeah.
And then they still got there. And he made all those players around him better. Me and you both know.
I said
right
that.
Here, right now, Russell Westbrook does not make players better.
I said
if anything,
that, I
Russell Westbrook holds players back.
Listen, I said that.
So you may not have seen DeAndre do what DeAndre did this year.
Okay, I see the.
You may not have seen Mikal Bridges do what he did this year.
You're trying to make. But I said that. I did say that.
He's gonna keep arguing it.
No, because I'm not arguing anything because I'm agreed. I did say that, but at the same time, I said that Russell did that with no names, right? Multiple.
He went to the same places. Yeah, he went to the same place that Chris Paul went once.
Multiple years to the playoffs with them no names. The only difference is when Chris Paul got there, you learn them people's names. He did make them better. I will give you that. But as far as getting to the same point, I give that to Russ because he did it multiple years with the same team.
If we're going to do that, though, then go back to the years where Chris Paul was that same age in New Orleans.
Nah, G,
it's only fair. What do you mean?
Because it was within 3-4 years they both played for the same team. You don't gotta go back.
Who?
Paul and Russ.
What do you mean?
Russ went to Houston. Paul came to OKC.
Yeah.
And that was all within what?
Hold on. What did Houston do with Russ?
They didn't do nothing. Right.
I'll wait.
Right. Because that was whose team?
Harden.
Right.
But what did they do with CP?
Nothing as well. They got to the.
They went further than Russ did.
They got to the semifinals.
They were a couple calls away from making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got to the semifinals, but I'm still not going to automatically just side with Paul. Paul is the more traditional balanced point guard.
Paul's a top 5 point guard all time.
Crazy as fuck.
How?
What does he have? What has he done?
What do you mean?
Explain it.
What do you need?
I need it all. I need
stats. That's all I need. That's all I need.
How is he a top 5 of all time point guard?
You tell me right now.
And we had this talk on this show in the past before you got involved. And
my fault for rehashing things.
No. You don't have to rehash it all. We only got 6 fans anyway, so maybe the 6 new ones. But what I said was, what the fuck did I say? What was we talking about?
We was talking about you had this argument on the show before.
But what was it?
Chris Paul, top 5.
Oh yeah, I said I may have given him that if he would have pulled off that championship.
But why not?
Because you didn't.
Is the championship the only thing that matters? Who's your top 5 right now?
It does in that situation.
Top 5 right now, point guard, all time.
It does in that situation understanding that there was only one man that you had.
Hold on.
It'd be different if you were playing Golden State Warriors squad, but you
bro,
were
let's
playing
be
a team
honest.
with only one man to beat, and you didn't
Yes, and
do
that
it as
one
a
man
top
was
5 point
that
guard of
one
all
man.
time.
That one man was allowed to lower his shoulder and literally run people over like he's trucking people in the NFL, and still got the call to go his way. So, yes, he was.
He wasn't doing that.
He's a walking foul.
He wasn't doing that.
Anyway.
On him most of the time.
No.
Man,
He gets the benefit.
He Euro steps. He's not
is that
LeBron. LeBron will lower his shoulder. That's the famous Giannis Euro step over niggas' heads. This is what he do. Bang, bang, dunk. Bang, I'm going to step to the side. Dunk. Yeah, look, no, he's not just looking for a foul like LeBron did lowering his shoulder. So
name your top 5 point guards right now. All time. Go ahead.
All time.
All time. That's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I can do 3. Maybe
just start throwing 5. Some names out.
I'm going to have to go Magic. I'm not gonna give him in order necessarily.
I don't need in order. I just need 5.
Okay, Magic. I'll give Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going Isaiah.
That's bold.
Right.
I'm going Isaiah.
That's bold.
I feel like Jordan had a lot to do with his career shutting down.
I feel like he had a lot to do with his own career shutdown.
Oh no, I do as well. But I do feel like Jordan kind of blew his fire out a bit.
Don't get me wrong. I like him. I like IT.
His fire wasn't burning as much like after he went through all that with Jordan. I will say that.
I like Zeke there.
But it's
bold, but I like it.
I'll put him there. I'll give it to this is where it gets a little tricky, right?
Sure does. And you telling me you can't name 5 better than
wait. Because are we talking about it from a standpoint of the new era game as well?
Overall career.
Because let me say this.
I don't give a damn about your criteria.
Okay, well, let me say this.
You already named Isaiah Thomas and Magic.
So let me say that. Okay, then I'll just level it out with Lillard.
That is super bold. Okay.
No, super because bold. My question was, are we talking about new age basketball? Because in new age basketball, I think that the Lillard, Currys, and all them will erase all of that.
I would have gave you Curry for sure, but Lillard's bold. Lillard is super bold.
No, I'm gonna put Lillard up there.
He was shooting guard. He was just right. He was shooting.
So is Curry.
Who?
Iverson.
Iverson's a point.
No, he played point.
Did he?
Yeah, he played point. He ended up being a shooting guard,
That's
especially when he got to Denver.
When he moved to Denver, yeah. I believe he also played shooting guard in Detroit.
But that is right, though. I don't consider, when you say Iverson, I don't consider him a point. Right. But it's usually the same way I don't consider Steph or Dame a point. I consider you a 2 with the ability to run it.
I'd put Chris Paul before I put Isaiah Thomas on there, I think.
I appreciate that.
Like the Isaiah Thomas for the Celtics or Isaiah Thomas for the Pistons?
You're talking about Isaiah Thomas for the Pistons when you said Isaiah Thomas, right?
I would hope so.
Over there before I put Isaiah Thomas on there.
Nah, gee. Well, didn't the Pistons get it done?
Didn't the Pistons have?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. If that's the case, hold on. Allen Iverson didn't get it done. Allen Iverson didn't get it done.
Right.
And hold on, wait. And you also said Dame Lillard, who ain't even been close.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. When I say get it done from that sense, I'm definitely talking about the fact that you're playing against the best player who has ever graced the court.
Who?
Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Dame Lillard.
No, and then we're talking about Chris Paul that can't get it done against I won't say handicap.
I said, but hold on, wait. I gave you your Zeke. I'm not arguing against your Zeke. A one-way player? A one-way player? If you would have said Kevin Durant, I would have given you
offensively one way. I don't mean one way is like he's not going to play defense. I just mean he's only going to do one thing is drive to the hoop. They were literally playing him off the free throw to the baseline. Like, take the shot.
They were not Ben Simmonsing him. They were not, because he did take the shot and made a few of them. What do you mean?
Yeah, he made a couple.
In one game. In 10 minutes.
They were leaving him all the way back. You ain't watched that?
They were not Ben Simmonsing him. They were not Ben Simmonsing him. Listen, don't play him like that.
Everybody knows Auntie ain't taking him like that.
I'm just saying.
He hit a couple. He did hit a couple. But he only shot a couple too.
I'm cool with your Zeke being in the top 5. But now we're talking about getting it done, and you still got Dame Lillard in there.
Well, if we just saying getting it done, then let's remove Dame and let's put Steph and Kyrie in there.
You're definitely not putting Kyrie over CP. You gotta be kidding me.
If we're talking about getting it done, the original question was, who are my top 5 point guards?
You could have said Steve Kerr. You could have said
necessarily consist of getting it done.
I would have even accepted Derek Fisher
as a top 5. Steve Kerr as a top 5.
Listen, you can repeat it as many times as you want. We're just talking about the getting it done because you put Kyrie in this conversation.
Before I put Steve Kerr, I'll put white chocolate Jason Williams.
If you gonna put them two in there, you better put.
He didn't even start it.
Jason Williams didn't get it done.
Why didn't?
On top of that, you could have said Steve Nash. Who did Jason Williams win a ring with?
With Dwayne Wade, Alonzo Mourning.
Oh man, you talking about Jesus Christ?
If we're talking about getting it done.
Hey, did you feel your hamstring pull a little bit when you reached for that one?
Hey, did he get it done? Is he
Malcolm? You on mute, bro?
Is he twisted a ring around his finger right now?
Is he?
I mean, are we talking? So we always have this topic. Are we talking about rings? Or are we talking about skill?
That's what I'm saying.
There's always two different arguments.
He brought up the get it done.
The question was just top 5 point guard.
He said Chris Paul can't be in there because Chris Paul didn't get it done.
Over Isaiah Thomas and Chris Paul was the fact that he got it done over the best player that has ever graced the court. Not just the fact that he got it done.
Before he became that, but continue.
But regardless, all I'm saying is Chris Paul.
And let's not forget, let's not act like he didn't have Joe Dumars, Bill Laimbeer. Let's not act like he didn't have Dennis Rodman. Well, like, listen, what are we talking about?
Giannis have?
What do you mean? Chris Middleton's an all-star.
He had Middleton. He had Forbes.
Drew Holiday. I mean, what do you want?
Who did Chris Paul have? Look at that.
A lot of guys that were a lot less experienced than those guys.
And then look at that Giannis team on paper with you saying Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard of all time, and tell me why they shouldn't win 7 out of 7 times.
What do you mean? That's a young ass squad that made it to their first ever playoff and went to the finals.
With a so-called
how many times have they?
Hold
on. But you got to hear me out. How many times has that same Milwaukee Bucks team been to an Eastern Conference Finals, let alone the playoffs?
Right. Not against the top 5 point guard of all time with one of the top 5 scorers of all time. Yes, I'll give Devin Booker that as well. He's on his way to
really
being
bold.
a top 5 scorer of all time also.
He's not even top 5 right now.
He's on his way to.
So what you're saying is he's still so young.
It don't matter. We're not talking about your teammates, because if we're talking about teammates,
we are talking about the teammates. You can't win a ring without the team.
Man, listen.
Ask LeBron James.
Man, listen. It don't matter. Paul's not on my top 5
Crazy.
to
blasphemy.
answer your question.
I'm surprised you didn't put Kyrie on there.
He did.
No, I
Did
said
he?
if we talking about
Yes, he
getting it
did.
done, then put Kyrie.
He put Kyrie in there.
But I wouldn't.
My man's put Kyrie in there
But I honestly wouldn't.
above Chris Paul.
I don't think.
Look, I love Kyrie, the glass baby he is, but goddamn.
Would I put either?
You ain't gonna put. Hey, listen. Forget it. Talking about getting it done, and Steve Kerr's and
Derek Fisher's.
Derek Fisher got a couple rings on his finger. If that's the case.
Yeah,
Derek
Fisher.
Kobe Bryant never won one without him.
No, I'm gonna go. But no, I know another one that ain't one that I'm putting up in my top is Gary.
Steve
Payton.
Nash.
Gary Payton was the truth.
Gary Payton, listen, Gary Payton not even in my top 5. If you're talking about top 5 defense,
well, you ain't
yes,
asked
for
me
sure.
yours, you asked me mine. If you asked me yours, I would start rattling off Steve Kerr, motherfucking Luka.
What about Steve Nash? Speaking of Steve,
I just said Steve Nash.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Well, Steve Nash would be in my top 5. But that's another guy who didn't get it done, so he don't belong in Cliffs apparently.
You see how
he's trying to twist you.
Right.
He said Kyrie Irving.
I'm naming all these players originally that didn't have rings,
like a court
and he
battle.
switches it on me. And
you only
then
named one that didn't have a ring.
Defense versus prosecution.
Well, that's different because if we talking about, listen, I said Magic, I said Isaiah, and then you twisted up all my shit.
I ain't twist up your shit. You started twisting up your shit.
Oh, time out, y'all. Hold on. John Stockton?
John Stockton.
I would put him up there.
Nah.
What? Nah.
John Stockton.
Nah, you listen. I don't know what's in that vape.
Man.
John Stockton ain't going.
We might need to check that.
John Stockton ain't going in my top 5.
How does he not? You know what? We might have to. We passed 2 hours, ain't we?
Yeah.
Right. Jason Kidd?
Oh, I don't know about Kidd. Listen.
I don't know about Kidd.
I don't know about Kidd. Not above Paul.
Yeah.
I like Kidd a lot.
Rajon Rondo in Boston?
Not above Paul. Couldn't score like Paul could.
Derrick Rose before the knees went out?
5.
Who?
Derrick Rose before the knees went out?
Now,
Derrick Rose was on track to become the greatest point guard of all time.
Derrick Rose was actually
until the knees.
Third person that popped in my mind, but I was like, after injury, they ain't gonna let me get
best
off
that never
that,
happened.
The best that never happened. That's the best. Him, T-Mac, Grant Hill. God damn.
Brandon Roy.
And crazy thing is, Tracy McGrady still might be in the top 5 in his position.
Well, he's a 2 though.
Even with the injury. That's why I said in his position.
Oh, okay. I see what you said.
Do we consider
that might be accurate. I would give that.
Do we consider Dwayne Wade a point guard or a shooting guard?
Man,
shooting
Dwayne
guard.
Wade ain't never been a point guard in his life.
I thought he did for Marquette. I thought we said
never in his life. He just took the ball up the court. He ain't never been no point guard though.
Look, while I respect what people do in college, I'm not counting what he did in college. I don't count what a lot of people did in college.
But
that's what gets you to the Hall of Fame.
We had 210. Right. Questions. We wrapped it up with questions. We didn't have enough questions. Who's hitting the showers?
I had it earlier.
I wish I had a better one, but you hit the showers with that fucking background. You hit the motherfucking matter of fact, dive in the motherfucking what do you even call that?
Don't hate the player, hate
the lagoon. Dive in that lagoon
behind the lagoon.
You. Don't even hit the showers.
I might have to. Look, I might have to.
The fuck?
I had it in my head. It was somebody we talked about, I feel like at the beginning of the show. And I was like, that's it. I don't remember now.
I need to start writing mine down. I ain't never wrote my hit the showers down. I just come up. And I feel like I had one too that I just can't. But you definitely hitting something with that fucking background. I don't even think that's Italy.
It is Italy. I got it off Google.
Are you
I got it off Google.
My family's obsessed with Italy over here for some reason. So yeah, it's verified.
I mean, that's a pretty solid thing to be obsessed with. I could think of worse.
Right. I would say
I could think of
hit
worse.
the showers again.
I would say hit the showers. That's right. T.O. That's who. There we go again. For the fact, like y'all said, you're 47 years old, trying to make a comeback to the NFL. Talking about you still got a lot left in the tank, bro.
That nigga going shatter on the first cross route.
You going shatter, bro. Hit them showers. Time well served, T.O. You're in the Hall of Fame. Take your gold jacket. Chill out.
I got a question actually. Speaking of that, if he comes back to the NFL, is he removed from Hall of Fame or does he stay?
No, because didn't Jordan? No, Jordan got his jersey retired. No, probably not removed. He just would be like probably one of the first or only few Hall of Famers to ever come back and say I'm back.
That's weird. That's a first.
That's a first.
Right.
That might be one that motherfuckers don't really. Oh shit. People don't really beat. You don't see that ever come back again. A Hall of Famer come out of retirement.
Right.
Listen.
He gonna start a movement. Have Ray Lewis and Jerome Bettis and everybody come back. Peyton Manning might even hop up in there.
Guarantee that. Them motherfuckers put weight. What you got, Jordan?
So mine's gonna be geared towards my fan base. I'm gonna need the whole Bengals organization to hit the showers because where we at right now, I've seen some articles like, what are they gonna do to help protect Burrow this year and da 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 da. You had your chance to do that in the draft and you guys fucked it up. So I don't want to hear shit about what we could do because what we did do was draft Jamar Chase instead. So I'm telling the whole Bengals organization, Mr. President Brown or whatever the hell he is, owner Brown, hit the showers because y'all had y'all's chance to fix that offensive line and y'all decided to go and take Jamar Chase instead.
Well, wait until he shock you next year and Burrows come out there slinging them bitches like a
we gonna see
young Andy Dalton since you love him so much.
Right.
First of all, I don't love. We'll get to that in another show.
We'll get to that in another show. Like, subscribe, share.
You don't have enough time left.
We'll be back on Tuesday. We out.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.